Hello, everybody.
What's going on?
I'm Steph,
I'm also Steph.
and welcome to the Drop Everything Now podcast
2025, the year
2025.
2025.
Yeah. What episode is it? 40 or 39?
I don't know, but we're new and improved. That's
It
all
would
that
be
really
really cool if
matters.
it was episode 40 because then
It
it kind
would.
of
Let me
feels like
check.
right. Because like new and improved 2025.
39.
Fucking
Maybe we
A.
just skip 39.
Can just start. Damn
Episode
it.
40.
Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Anyway, 39,
Skip
I
this somehow.
guess.
39.
39.
What a year it will be
What a year 2025 will be.
when we turn 39, what a year. I can already imagine the
And when we just,
craziness.
exactly. Yeah, 9 years
But
from now.
2025,
But this year is the year. It's our year.
our year.
Um, not it. I'm not starting off to a great start in this moment. Just as a forewarning, my nose won't stop running, and so I'm not crying. I'm gonna try to keep everything noise wise to a
A
minimum.
minimum.
But yeah, like if you see me being disgusting, that's like what's happening.
Sorry in
So
advance.
yeah, I'm not sick. It's just like a thing that happens to me a
Hmm.
lot. So sorry.
I get
I'm
you.
sorry to and sorry to
No,
myself because this sucks.
yeah. I haven't had like knock on wood,
Cold.
a cold well, recently, I guess. Oh, I gotta stop clicking my pen. That's annoying. Um, yeah, I don't envy you.
Okay. Well, I'm so happy for you that you don't get colds like me. Literally, oh my God. If anyone's listening, if you ever feel like it's like there's like pepper on my nose, like I don't know how to explain it, or like
I don't
not
know.
a feather, it's not tickly, but it's not pepper as in like I feel like there's like it's whatever. I just fucking hate this. Anyway, other than that,
Things are
2025 is
great.
great. It's really great.
Other than that, things
How's your
are great.
2025, Steph?
It's good.
Not great?
Well, it's good. It's good. I I said good twice, so it's not great, I
Okay, so
guess.
it's not, there's got to be a
Um,
reason it's not great.
no, we're trying to do a lot of home improvements. Um, so part of it is we have a lot of old windows and doors on the house. So we're getting quotes to replace them. And some
And it's
people think it's a
frustrating.
sick joke that it's gonna be like $80,000 to replace windows.
What?
$80,000. I said what
Don't
I
do
said.
it. Steph, you don't need to. Your windows are fine.
They're old, but
They
regardless,
work.
like
Do
no,
they
they
not
actually
work?
they don't
What do you
open.
mean no they don't
They
work?
don't open. They don't open. Some of them
Yeah,
don't
but
open,
like they keep things out.
but they don't keep like cold air out. It's cold in our
I
room.
guess.
But I will say now that was the worst one we got. The best one we got the other day was 20K.
That's still a lot of fucking money.
I know, but so much better than 80.
What were you planning on?
I have a friend that's into Windows. And I thought it would be
What?
Erin works for Pella, the window company. Um, so she was warning me that it could
Who
get
which
steep, like 30 to
Aaron?
40K.
Aaron works
Neighbor.
for Aaron works for a window company?
Yeah, because her dad does.
Oh, that's gotcha. Okay, I didn't realize it
Yeah.
was a window company.
Yeah, windows and doors. But yeah, so I knew it was gonna be bad because it's like replacing the whole house. So I'm being absorbent with it, but I didn't I wasn't expecting 80K.
That's like honestly just like
And then and then this
why
one
can't you
company
just
was
like turn the temperature?
so kind to give us 20% off to get it down to 60K. I was
Okay,
like,
why
oh,
can't you just
thanks.
like turn the heat up and pay like an extra like 3,000 in heat like or something? I don't know.
It's time. We need new windows, we need a new roof, but yeah, it's gonna
I hate like life in that
homeownership.
way. Like that there's just like always something to like keep up with. Like
Yeah.
it's so
We were with our friends that
overwhelming.
had been like house hunting shortly after we had started to look at the window stuff, and like Con was like, "You guys are fine. Like, don't worry. You're not doing anything wrong by renting right now." Like, just
Oh
we
yeah.
told them about the window costs and they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
gross." And I
The
was like, "Yeah,
window
no."
costs. Yeah. That's what like when Ryan and I have to like find a place to live. And like we are always planning on like renting first, because it's just too much. And um we wouldn't be able to like afford and put a down payment down on something while we're also like planning a wedding and like saving for
Mhm.
like our honeymoon and doing all that stuff. And then it's just a lot.
For sure.
But anyway, I also said, if we're gonna rent, because he had mentioned like wanting to rent a house. I'm like, no, no, no. Like, I want to rent an apartment complex where all that shit is taken care of for us. Like, if we're paying and just like throwing our money out the window,
Yeah,
then like I want the maintenance man. I don't want to have to like worry about shoveling. I don't want to have to worry about like if
for
something
sure.
breaks and having to pay and having to replace stuff. Like, if we're renting, like we're renting the right way, you know?
For sure. And I mean, you can definitely find
Like renting
houses
houses. Yeah.
where like, well, I guess it would be like if it's like a duplex or something like that, where
Right.
like
Like my
the
old
landlord
apartment.
has someone else doing it.
Right.
But yeah, it's obviously hit or miss if that's the case
Right.
compared
Because
to obviously like
a
a
complex.
complex.
Yeah. So,
But yeah.
so I get it. Like,
So
I mean, I
2025 is
get,
good.
yeah, 2025 is good.
Well, it's weird too because it's like I feel like every year, the last 3 years, we had like major expenses. Like 2022, we bought the house, so we had the down payment we had to put on the house, and then
Right.
2023 we got married, so like we had a big payment for the wedding,
That's
and
what I
then
mean. There's always
2020,
something.
right, and then 2024. We did the big trips for our parents. So we dropped a bunch of money on that. So I feel like it was like, well, what's our big money going to this year? And it
Right.
was like,
Right.
oh, windows and a roof, I guess. But
Yeah. I wish it was more exciting.
I wish it was more exciting too. Except I'm gonna be excited about the
Right.
windows. The roof could care less.
Right.
But yeah, so it's
No, I
good just
gotcha.
because we've already found out what our big expense for the year is going to be, like, and
Right.
I
So you
wish it
already know.
wasn't like 2 weeks into 2025 that we learned this. But it is
It
what
is what
it
it
is.
is. That's what they say, man. Well, I 2025 is like
Your
I'm
wedding
like
year.
yeah, I'm so excited.
Do
I
you, sorry, go.
No, I don't know what I did not know where the end of the sentence was
Oh,
what it was going to
okay. I
be.
was going to
So,
say, do you feel obviously excited that it's wedding year?
oh
Did
yeah.
it feel like when the clock struck like January 2nd, 2025, that it was like, oh my God, I have so much to do, even though like what really changed from like December
You know what's
25th to January 2nd?
what's funny is no, but yes. So, I didn't realize how, and I think I might have said this to you. I said it to somebody like, oh, just because it's 2025, like yesterday is 2024, like we're a day close to the wedding. But I like forgot math for a minute and like forgot that it's not my wedding's not 7 months away because it's in the seventh month of the year. It's 6 months away. Like,
Oh,
because we're not
yeah.
starting at zero, we're starting at one. Like, holy shit. So it's 6 months. So I realized that I'm like, oh my God, like everything is so quick and so soon. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in an overwhelm. Like I was like, oh my God, like we're getting married this year. Like, holy crap. So it hit me and
Yeah.
like, I'm so excited. And then, yeah, all of a sudden, I'm everything that I hadn't already booked or like figured out, I'm doing right now. So like I
Yeah.
found my hair and makeup and then I'm like trying to my wedding dress just I got an email yesterday that my wedding dress came in. I we just booked the photographer. We're going Sunday night. They emailed us to do our tasting and because we're getting married like 2 hours away, uh they only do weeknights. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I have Monday off for Martin Luther King Day. So I'm like, whatever. So we're going to go do our tasting. So literally all of a sudden in the last week and a half,
Yeah.
it's like every single, not
Picked
every
back up.
vendor, but like so many vendors. And then like, you guys are talking about like bridesmaid dresses and like all that stuff. And it's not I'm not all of a sudden like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. There's
Yeah.
all this stuff. I'm actually like, oh my God, it's
It's
like, it feels
happening.
real. Like there are things that
Yeah.
aren't just booking, but it's like, going to do the things. I have to figure out when, like, and then I'm like, all right, I knew my wedding dress was going to come in soon. So I started working out again.
Yeah.
Thank God for the treadmill, although that's definitely part of the reason for my nose running. Um, so it does feel like the year just feels different and like
Mhm.
exciting and good. And so we're still not overwhelmed.
Good. Well, because I was gonna say I have like because you and then two of my other best friends are getting married next year, or next year.
This year?
See, this year. And I feel like one of them has been engaged since 2023. So for her, she said she was like, I got like this like adrenaline rush of like, oh fuck, like it's actually happening this year. And then it was like, I'm missing something. What did I not do? But obviously, since she's been planning for 2 years, she was like, wait, no, I'm good. Like
Right.
everything's fine. And then my other friend is getting married in October, but she only just got engaged this past October. So I don't think she's like, I mean, I think she's just feeling the general sense of wedding
Yeah.
planning, like, but I don't think she had the turn of the calendar like some people
Right. Right.
do
Right.
into the wedding year because she was so close
Yeah.
already to it. Because I never felt it like this, like you got, like you
Right.
are. Because I think it was
Right.
the same. Like I started planning at the end of
The year?
the year, and then we were getting married the next year, and it was a little later in the year,
Right.
right? So it kind of was just like, okay, yeah, we've got a year to do this, and
Yeah.
here we
Like for
are.
me, it makes sense though, because a lot of people like your tasting and all that stuff, like your dress, like everything that I'm talking about right now, they reach out about 6 months and it just
Yeah,
so happens that my 6 months was January
is
4th.
January.
So
Yeah, right,
you feel it. It's like welcome to the new year.
right.
Here's all these things that you want to do. So it just makes sense because
Hmm.
you anyone else that's having a later wedding like September, October, November, you're not going to get hit with that stuff
You
till
don't
like
get it yet,
April or
right?
like March. So yeah, so it's funny because it really feels like the year, like as soon as it was January.
That's true.
Um,
I didn't think about the 6 month
yeah, well, until you
mark.
just said that. I mean, I
Yeah,
knew it was 6 months, but until you just said that, I was like, well, that's also why, because
right.
everyone's reaching out, like,
So it's
it's just like the time to like do things. So
yeah,
I'm so excited. I'm not overwhelmed. Yeah, I will be. I get overwhelmed really easily. I think I will be when it comes time to like everyone at once is going to be like, okay, the band, like we have to have a meeting with the band. You have to go have a meeting with the florist. You have to go your seating chart. You have to do this. You
yeah.
have to do that. Like that is going to be probably
It's like
when I get like stressed.
yeah. I was gonna say I feel like the I would say maybe like 3 months out, there's another big like kind of like push of like stuff, and then it's like yeah, like the 3 weeks out, like
Right. Which
month,
is
like
why I
it's
get three
like
weeks off of school. Like
yeah, super
I'll be
super
done like
nice.
June like 11th or something.
Yeah,
So I'll have those like three and a
because
half
it's just
weeks.
awful that like you can't do the seating chart before that.
Yeah.
You
I already
can't
okay.
like you don't know who's coming. You know?
Wait, transitioning into Taylor Swift. Did I tell you what I want to do for my seating chart?
No.
Okay. So I am crazy. When I get like ideas, like I have to like do them. I don't know. Not I
Okay.
have to do them. Like I take things overboard and I can't ever make anything simple when I want to like create or do something. But anyway, I always knew I wanted to do something creative with like not my seating chart. I didn't want anything like over the top, but creative with like, okay, I'm not gonna just have like table numbers. I want to try to like subtly include Taylor Swift and like maybe
Okay.
have like Taylor Swift song for each table or like something along those lines. But I didn't know how to like tie it in with
Mm-hmm.
like whatever. Um, so they did say yeah, I don't know. They had mentioned like you could bring your own seating chart, whatever it is. And for some reason, I was looking stuff up to for seating charts, and I know that like I know what my florals are gonna be, and I know the vibe of the place is. I want it to be like upscale, but it is an old barn. But there's like giant high ceilings, chandeliers, drapes. Like it's nice, but it is like wood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, like I want like a fairy tale vibe because like I could get that, like a fairy tale, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was looking up seating charts that would give off that vibe. And then I saw this isn't what I'm doing, but it sparked my idea, a giant like storybook like a 10
Oh,
or like
yep.
an 8 foot tall storybook or whatever. And I was like, that's really cute. And then like my mind started like going and I was like, huh, I want to do that like a fairy tale. Like, okay, it's our storybook and everybody is like a chapter of our lives. And so instead of table numbers, I want to do like chapter one, chapter two, and the
Mm-hmm.
chapter titles will be Taylor Swift references trying to connect each table to a song or a
Cute.
whatever. So instead of doing a giant storybook, I saw like pictures of it, and my dad's gonna help me make it because my dad's like me. Well, in a different sense, just like likes to create things. And I'm get a giant board, and then can order like story like blank books that have like the tan like paper and nail them all to the board and have like flowers around it, whatever it is.
Cute.
Then there's gonna be like however many books, like probably 12 books. And then on each side it'll be like chapter one, the the title, like the chapter title, and then whoever it is. So like for example, the head table that you'll be at is gonna be like Sacred New Beginnings, because that's like,
Okay.
that's
Yep.
where Ryan and I will be. Um my mom's this one I really I just couldn't believe how perfect it was.
Oh no.
And how I didn't think of it right away. I literally had to like Google like songs with this word in it. My mom's maiden name and most of my like cousins in my family are the Youngs, the Young family. I'm like, she's got to have like a song that says the word Young in it. And there's the song Only the
Only
Young.
the
Like,
Youngs. Yeah.
so because some tables aren't going to just be Young. It'll be like the Youngs, the Gaffneys, the Navis. But I have a lot of younger cousins that are all Youngs that are like below 18. And I'm going to put all Only the Young and put the youngest of the Youngs at that table.
That's so fun.
And then like my coworkers, I'll make them the So High School table because they're like my high school
Cute.
coworkers.
Yeah.
Um, then I have like Invisible String. I have like the table of the people who like, are
Your
invisible. Ryan
mutual
and I's
friends.
Invisible
Yeah.
Strings that we should have met a long time ago that knew whatever. So I'm trying to make a connection. So I literally already started writing made up seating charts of like people I think that are going to show up and like what would their table be like I just said. I probably created like 10 tables. There's going to be tables I'm just throwing a song out there because like I don't know,
Right. That's what I was gonna say.
like
Right.
someone's just going to get Fearless, someone's going to get whatever. And then I want my 22 table to be like my 22-year-old, my it's going to be like the 21 to 23-year-old cousins, but like some of them will be 22, like the
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I'm just like, and my dad's like, of course I can help you make it. And he's
That's so
already like
exciting.
thinking about doing it. And I'm like, I know that that's an extra thing on me to create it myself. I already created the things, but I love doing things like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
it's
it's
Taylor
also
specific.
not like if you're not having to order it, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, you'll have to do it once you know who's officially going to be there. Like, once you know for sure how the tables are set,
right.
who's at
But
what
that also
table.
makes it
But
easier too if someone like backs out. You know what I mean? Like I switch it myself. I'm gonna have to type up those tables anyway if I were to order it.
right.
So now obviously the extra step is like putting it all together, but like I think that'll be fun. I mean like I think it'll be fun. And I will have the 3 weeks or whatever
Right.
to do something like that as opposed to paying for something like that, like an exorbitant amount of money. Cause I wouldn't do that. I would rather just do a standard
Yeah.
seating chart if that was the case.
Right.
But anyway, I'm so excited and I feel like once I start putting it together, I should like record it or take pictures of it or put it
For
together
sure.
because I feel like that's like cute.
No, I really love that.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm just really excited about it. But yeah, when I spent like 2 hours doing it one night when I'm like, I literally don't need to be doing this. I just get like an idea and I get excited and I have to like see it
I
through
getcha.
as far as I can get for where I'm at. So yeah.
You know what's funny?
What?
I just like really love like us in terms of like how we're so similar, but also like so different. Because do you want to know what I have been obsessed with doing lately?
What?
I started listening to this financial podcast that like it's like this guy, you might have seen him on YouTube or on TikTok, that just like it's all these people that come in that didn't know what they were doing with their money, and he just kind of like verbally abuses them. And it's like they sign off on it. They sign off on him doing this. So I've just become like obsessed with like listening to this podcast because I I just enjoy it so much. But I've been like so fired up about my budget.
Are you kidding?
No, Steph, I wish I was.
Like you're like excited to like write
I
everything down?
literally got a credit card. Like I got paid today. I got a credit card statement the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I get to pay my credit card and then write it down in my budget.
Oh my God. You should take it the next notch and then do that for me and be like,
I will if you
"Steph, write
want.
it
I
down."
literally am like, this is the
Steph, you're not
best.
supposed to be spending that.
This
Just
is
like
the best
access.
thing.
Because
No,
I
I mean,
in my
if you want me to, I will. Like,
yeah, I mean 100% I would not care. I just don't know how we would easily be able to like track that. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah, you're right. I mean, it would
yeah.
be difficult. for
Yeah.
me. Well,
It would
I could set you a budget.
yeah, I would love that.
Whether you wanted to follow it or not
Right.
is your own game, you know?
Yeah, if you
But
got excited to do such a thing. Amazing.
no, but like, isn't that so ridiculous?
It's so funny.
But
yeah,
like,
like
it's
we both
weird
love
because like you're like, oh, I'm so excited about this thing. And I was like, I've been excited about something too. But like, it's just
right.
not
No, we
anything
both get
like
really
actually
excited
fun.
and into things. And a lot of times they align, but sometimes they don't.
No, yeah.
But
It
no,
could align.
I get it.
If
By
you
the
need
way,
help with your
I
wedding
get it.
budget or something, I could
Yeah.
get in there.
No, Ryan and I need to save a lot of money, and we're being like we're being not wishy-washy with it, but like we gotta like get on it.
Yeah,
And it's like you know what I mean? Like we are, but we're not.
I hear you.
So yeah.
Yeah, let me know. I'm on a kick. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but
Shit, all right.
it's been 2 weeks and I'm still fired up.
All right. Well, we got to figure it out this Saturday because we were supposed to do a lot of things that we didn't do. But wow.
Okay, keep me posted.
Yeah.
You know what we are both excited about though is Taylor Swift.
Always.
And also the Grammys.
Yes. Wait, no. That is what this episode's about. We should have mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about all and go through like all of our Grammys nominations and all you know, over the years, the current ones because we're close to that. But last thing before we say that, just in terms of like recent news of Taylor Swift, the biggest news of my life, everybody's talking about it. If you're in the Taylor Swift universe, like everyone's talking about this. It's so beautiful. And everybody has me to thank for it, to be honest. Like, you're welcome. We've said it before that Taylor Swift's team listens to this podcast. Like,
For sure.
obviously, probably Taylor Swift.
100%.
And on our last podcast, I mentioned we were talking about Love or Live from Paris. And I was like, yeah, you know, every day during the Christmas drop, I was looking to see, you know, I got this cardigan I'm wearing now, whatever. And then we were talking about how expensive it was. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
And you were like, I wanted to get it for your wedding gift. And I'm like, yeah, but spending $800, that's just like not it. Like, it's literally not worth that money.
Right.
And I would love it. And it means so much to me because Cornelia Street Live from Paris is Ryan and I's song. And, you know, you know, whatever. And we have a record player, and Ryan is really, really into vinyl records and has like a lot of whatever. And I eventually said, whatever, if it's meant to be, it'll be. And I feel like that statement right there, like I let that go. Like that was manifesting. That was like that was putting it into the universe as opposed to like thinking about it every day, because as everyone knows, like, holy shit, she redropped Love or Live from Paris or her whatever it is, a different pressing like last week or 2 weeks ago. And yes, friends and family, and literally none of my friends or family listen to this. I don't know why that came out of my mouth. I did get it, and I have it, and I'm so fucking excited.
Hell yeah.
So
I still can't believe it. It's like, it's so
front,
insane.
back, opens up. It's beautiful. I am just like, okay. So I just want to say, it literally, this was meant to be. It was
Mhm.
so meant to be. I I was at lunch duty at work. I never answer texts on my phone, and I'm barely on my phone through the day. If I'm on lunch duty, like it's so annoying. Like I don't want to watch kids eat. So I do occasionally go on my phone. What came over me? I was on lunch duty, didn't know what
Mhm.
time it was. I happened to open my phone the second, and I mean this,
Unbelievable.
the second that it turned 12 and opened up Instagram. Why? Why did I do that? I don't know. It was such a thoughtless action. I just so happened like I watched it go from 11:59 to 12 and it popped up Taylor Nation's post and I was like, "Holy shit." I sprinted down to like not down. I just like sprinted to a seat. Even though I was on duty, I was like, everybody else can take care of it. This is more important.
A hundred
And one of my
percent.
coworkers was like, I'll help you. I was in line for 8 minutes and I was like, I can't believe I just opened this the moment that it posted. Like, I just can't believe how lucky I am. And when I was in the line for 8 or 9 minutes, I was like, if this sells out,
Wait, like the checkout line?
yeah. So I hit add to cart and hit whatever. And it was like, waiting, you have approximately 10 minutes to wait in line to check out. And it can sell out in those minutes. It just depends how many people clicked it before were in line before me.
I really need him to check himself. Like,
That is so funny.
Frederick, just sit down, okay? I didn't know there was a line. Like, I didn't know it was like a queue, basically.
Yeah,
I had no clue.
that happened when I bought the it only ever happened one other time when I bought the snow globe, the tortured poet snow globe.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was like 2 minutes or something. And I was like, oh shit. Because that, and that made sense. Everybody was expecting a post to drop at that time.
Right.
So this was literally so out of the blue, but it also makes
Yeah.
sense why, everyone would want it. But I'm not kidding. I clicked it the second it was posted.
I was
Um, and I was still had to wait online for 10 minutes.
That's crazy. Well, I was
And
gonna say because I went in, I didn't go in right away because even after you texted me, but I did eventually. I was like, oh, I did get an email because I didn't sign up for any alerts or anything. I guess I don't know, but I did get an email. I saw that like from around noon or whatever it was, and I think I clicked on it like obviously way too much later, but I think it wasn't like absorbently. It was like maybe an hour and a half later. Just I was like, oh, I'm curious, and then I was like, yeah, of course it's sold out. Like, what do
yeah.
you mean?
And
Like,
they did restock it a couple times, but I did actually see some people's orders got canceled that like did it in the
I
restock.
was gonna say I got nervous because I saw a bunch of that start online,
Yeah.
but I feel
I
like I was
felt
like, but you were so early that I feel like it was
so
okay.
early and also when I was on the line like like literally half a second, I was like, "Oh, if this sells out before." And then like I can't explain it. A warmth washed over me or like a sense of calm washed over me and
Yeah.
I was like, "Steph," and I said it out loud to my coworker. I was like, "No. God would not have had me open up my
Hmm.
phone the second that it dropped for no apparent reason. I was not thinking about this. I was not doing it. I am
Right.
meant to get this right now. I'm going to get this." And I had my grandpa just passed away in October and I like I pray to him every day and I'm like honestly
Hmm.
like he's not answering me like I don't see him in my dreams. I'm
What
like
is he
grandpa
so
what
busy with?
literally what the fuck like and like it's kind of annoying and I was thinking about him on my way to work. That's I like pray on my way to work whatever and I don't know. I just like something came over me that like I was gonna get it in that moment. And I was like,
Yeah.
grandpa's here. Like grandpa made me open my phone. I just had like I don't know what it was, just like a feeling that
Yeah.
grandpa had was involved. And I was right. I got it. And I go home and I'm telling my mom and I'm like, I need you guys to know how special this is to me. This is Ryan and I's song. It's for our wedding. It's this,
Right.
and that. And I feel like it was grandpa. And mom's like, you're right. Like every single day, grandpa prayed for you. Like every day for your and Ryan's wedding. Like that was his number one thing. And I was
Oh,
like, I feel like this is grandpa's like wedding gift to me.
wedding
And
gift. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I open up my phone and for some reason, again, I went on Time Hop. Don't use Time Hop anymore. And every single time hop that year was about my grandpa because his birthday was Saturday, but it was like 3 days before his birthday. And And we
That's
had just
crazy.
celebrated his birthday, like all his birthday parties were that we ever celebrated for the past 6 years, all were on the day that I ordered Love or Live from Paris. And I was like, oh my God, it was just so, I was just talking
That's
about it. And then
wild.
it popped up and I had forgotten. I'm like, and it's his birthday. And my mom like had a mass dedicated for Ryan and I on my grandparents' birthday. And it's my grandma's birthday too. So I just was
That's so
like,
crazy.
I literally started crying. I'm like, it's our wedding gift from grandpa.
That
Um,
is.
and it arrived so quickly. And then, okay, but then what also made me cry was I went in and I got a DM from one of our like listeners. I think her name is Rachel, and
Mhm.
I she just sent a screenshot that she had like purchased it, and I was like, I got it too. And she was like, I got it for you. As soon as I saw it, I got it. So, because I know how much you wanted it. Are you fucking kidding me? That is the
So nice.
nicest thing that anybody's ever done. I was
Literally
at work.
so nice.
I made an announcement to everybody in the faculty room and I started crying. I was like, I can't believe someone
Someone
like
did
thought
that.
of me. And then a few people DM'd me too to like on our Instagram or like even leading up. Someone
Yeah.
DM'd me to be like, hey, join this Facebook group. Someone's selling Love or Life from Paris
Oh my God,
before
that's
they
so
dropped it.
nice.
And they're like, I thought of you the second. And I'm like, wait, that's so fucking nice.
It's so
And
nice.
that it was like I don't even know how to express my gratitude that someone would even think of me and then like get that for me,
I know.
knowing like that's just so sweet. It's
It's
just the
so
sweetest
nice.
thing in the seriously like I cried. It's not a lie. I cried. I do cry a lot, but I cried.
No, I
I
mean, it's just so thoughtful.
so thoughtful.
And every time, it's like, we sit here and we're like, oh, like, yeah, we haven't recorded in a while. Should we keep going? Like, I feel like
Right.
it's like, oh, people actually do like
Yeah, because we don't know. We just
join
threw
in,
these out
like,
there.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's like, it's so cool that it's actually, I don't
Right.
know. It's just
My
really
mom
sweet.
was blown away by it. She couldn't, she's like, she called me. She's like, Steph, I just feel like
Oh,
that is
I'm
so sweet.
sure.
And that must speak to how great Taylor Swift is, that her fans are that kind and generous.
I mean,
And she's like, and
true.
you should say that on your podcast, that it's a reflection of Taylor Swift.
I
was like,
mean, yeah,
okay.
sure.
And
In a way, yeah.
yeah. And I was like, yeah, mom, at the concerts, the friendship bracelet. She's like, see, people are trading bracelets. I didn't even know that. She goes, see, I'm so right. Taylor Swift's fans are so generous because she's so generous. And I was
She's so
like,
funny.
okay.
Well, I do agree with her in like the sense of community that I
Yeah.
feel like her fandom generates, like with the concerts or with like things like this. Like I do feel like people really feel like they know each other and like
Yeah.
want to help each other in most cases in this fandom. Like,
Yes. I
you
mean,
know,
it's way too big to be an
right.
all statement. I don't think
And this
anything's
is,
an all statement.
this is so heartwarming after in our last episode, like we did obviously mention Love or Life from Paris, but we also shit on so much, like just complaining
Yes.
in general about some of the craziness that can go on in
Right.
this fandom. It's so nice to see the good side, which is probably the majority of it all the time, or
I
at least the
totally.
majority that we get to interact with is
It
wonderful.
yes, and it's so nice to start out then on that positive foot because we do want
Exactly.
to get the negativity out the
Out.
effing door, and we are because
Exactly.
I'm just so happy. That was this
So
that
sweet.
day was seriously like
The
good
best
thing after
day.
good thing after good thing. Like, are
Yeah.
you kidding me? That was so sweet. It was
The
so
best
sweet. It
day.
was just perfect. A perfect day. I have not played it yet. Love or Live from Paris. I want to wait to play it with Ryan.
Makes sense.
It's actually our 3-year dating anniversary coming up. So
Wow.
next week. So well, actually, just next time I see him, we'll play it. But like, whatever.
It's so exciting.
Yeah. So I just need to mention that because
Sure.
obviously that is the biggest deal in the world to me, but obviously deserves a shout out. Like Rachel, you
Hmm.
are heaven sent. That is so freaking
Seriously.
kind. So kind.
So, so, so nice.
So
What is
nice.
that from?
I had a crush on a boy and that was his nickname. He was so nice.
He was so, so, so nice.
That was that was when we did Santa. Remember we went to SantaCon? Because we love when I had crushes on boys. I feel like this was for maybe for you two, for everybody, but I feel like especially for me, my friends, we'd always come up with a nickname
Mm,
for all the boys.
yeah.
So he was so nice.
You know, we really
I wonder
never did
whatever happened to
nicknames
him.
on my end. We kind of just were like, yeah, we're gonna tell this guy we like him, and
Yeah.
oops, like
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
have.
Well, because I was always like too shy to in that sense to like admit
Yeah, but also I
that
was
I liked
too. You
anyone.
would tell them for me.
Yeah, that's true. But wait, I never
So
said like
nice.
Steph likes you. I would just like really it's really
It
just
would,
one person, but
yeah, you're right. But yeah, yeah, we did use nicknames. It's so nice that was.
so nice.
Nice.
Because I was like, he's just so nice. But Ryan's nicer, so
He's so much nicer.
so much nicer.
So much nicer. Okay, should we talk Grammys now?
We should.
Get into it?
We should get into it. We're gonna start out with the upcoming Grammy nominations, but then we'll go back in time.
Yes.
Da-da.
The
When
67th Grammy Awards.
67, you say.
Mhm.
When are they airing?
Probably should know that, as this is the Grammys episode. It is February, early February.
February. Where?
It's early in February, probably the week before the Super Bowl. Let's see. It is February 2nd, 2025.
Oh, that's really
It
soon.
is the
Okay.
week before the Super Bowl.
Well, question, are the fires
Oh,
is it
that's
in
a good
LA?
question because it does say it's at Crypto Arena in Los Angeles.
Interesting. I wonder if they would postpone or move it.
I guess it depends on if like
I
where they're
even feel
going to
like
host it is impacted
they should
or
just move it to New York City, to be honest. Is it always in LA?
I feel like it is, isn't it?
It's always the same. I have literally no idea
I have no clue.
because like I don't even see where there is like a real place. Like one time something was in like Madison Square Garden or like it was New Jersey, like say it was the VMAs or something. I'm like, wait, that's crazy. That's like so close to us. Like they're all there right now. And the MetLife, every time they go to MetLife, I'm like, it seems like this otherworldly thing. Like, oh, it's so
Well,
crazy. But
because they don't
it's in New York City. Like it's literally right there.
well, because they always have like the parties that are around. Like, aren't there parties that maybe aren't always in the same spot that the show is in?
Right. But
I
even
don't
like the
know.
red carpet, like it's just wild to even think like big whatever. It's just wild to think that it's like a real place that like
No,
you
I
could
know.
drive by and
Well, I
that
don't know,
we've
'cause
like
it feels like it's just this like I don't know.
I don't know either. Like obviously there's, the magic, the TV magic and all that stuff and it's never as like magical as not even magical,
Every
but
award show looks like it could be in the same place.
right.
It wouldn't surprise me if they're like, yes, every single award show is held in this specific building because it just feels like
It does.
it looks,
It's the
it
same.
looks the same.
Like they have this like super exclusive spot for award shows, but
Right.
it's not. It's just like
No.
a place that we could just as easily go to for a game or a concert. So
Right.
anyway, February 2nd, that's coming
February
up.
2nd, a little over 2 weeks from now, from this
And
recording.
how many nominations does Miss Taylor have? Do you know?
She has 6.
6
Yes.
noms.
Do you want me to read them off?
Yeah, I'm on the website right now. Everything else I have on a separate list. So I
Okay.
feel like we should go through the nominations and we should talk about essentially like who we think deserves to win, who we think is going to win, who we personally
Yeah.
want, like whatever, just like sort of our take on each thing. What do we think is going to happen, whatever it is, with the nominations that include
in.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one you want to start with? Is there one on your list that you see first?
I mean, the first one is record that starts on the official Grammy website that I'm on is the record of the year, but I don't really care what we go with first.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Because she is up for record of the year for
She
Fortnite.
is. Yeah. So would you like me to list the
Yeah, read
other
the rest.
nominees? So Fortnite by Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone. Good Luck Babe, Chapel Roan. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar, Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish, 360, Charlie XCS, Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter, Texas Hold'em, Beyonce, Now and Then, The Beatles. Question, can you Google, I mean, I can Google, but I don't know if it's easily accessible for you to do. The difference again between record and
Oh
song of
my
the year.
God, I was gonna ask that too. I don't get it.
Because one of them is more about songwriting and wait, difference. I'll just Google it because that changes my opinion on
Record and Song of
things.
the Year are both Grammy Awards that recognize different aspects of the song. Record of the Year honors the recording of the song, while Song of the Year honors the song's composition. How the
Okay,
is that different?
wait. There's more of a list because I'm on that Google thing, the AI overview. Record of the year recognizes recording,
Yeah.
honors the artists, the producers, recording engineers, and mixing engineers. Song of the year is more about the
Songwriters.
songwriters and the
Okay.
composition. So the record is like overall like production, like overall and Song of the
Yeah.
Year's song is about the writing of it. Okay. Okay. That's all I needed to know. Okay. So
Okay.
this,
Yeah.
by the way, I just want to say was one of the years that like I feel like
There's so
I've
many good
heard
things. I
so
know.
many things and I've heard most of
Right.
the work. So I feel like my opinion is a little bit more well-rounded for the most part. I haven't heard every single song,
Yeah.
but you know, just saying. And I'll say what I haven't heard. So what do you think definitely does not deserve to win?
Oh.
For
That's
this is overall, right? Record of the year. I also feel like obviously the splash that it makes in culture for every category should and does have something to do with it.
well, it definitely does have something to do with it.
Well, yeah, that's what gets I guess
Yeah.
that's what gets nominated, but I don't know.
No, I guess I've never heard Now and Then.
Yeah, I think I did when it first came out. I don't even know, but
I
like
might have heard it once, but I don't remember it.
yeah, I don't
I
think
can't really.
I feel like it would be a little bit odd if it won just because they would just be doing it just in that sense. I feel like because it's the Beatles, but I can't speak to it
Yeah.
much.
Um, this might just be because it's not my vibe, but I don't like the Charlie XCX song.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
any of that. Well, I never really listened to the full album, but what I've listened
I
to
tried.
of it, I don't love.
Right. Yeah, it's like
I don't know if that's up for Song of the Year. I would hope not because it makes
because
more
it doesn't make
sense being
sense
in
for
this Record of the Year category than
right.
it does in
Right.
the songwriting category.
Right.
But I don't really necessarily love the vibe of it in general, like the album in general.
Yeah.
That's the one I would think of that is definitely in these lists
Like you're
because
gonna
of
throw
the
it. Yes. The
influence
hype.
of the moment.
Agree.
So
What do you think? What do you think could win? Like, what two songs do you think it could be between? Like, not what you want it to be between. What do you think it will be between?
I honestly, maybe Birds of a Feather
I was
and
thinking
Not Like
that.
Us or something.
Okay, I was thinking that too. Honestly, I would go with that. I feel like it would be one of those because Birds of a Feather did really, really well. A lot of people talked about it. And I
Or maybe
not like
Espresso. I don't know. I don't know what's up for song, so I don't know.
yeah. Well, sometimes the same one will win. Yeah.
Right.
What do you want to win?
I don't really have a preference here.
Yeah, because Fortnite, I'm not crazy about. I wouldn't say it's the song of. I wouldn't say it's the record of the year.
No, I wouldn't
Um,
either.
so like obviously, I would be so happy to see Taylor Swift win, but I feel like if any year I'm gonna say like, huh, like I wouldn't be like I can't believe blah 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 won over Fortnite. Like if Good Luck Babe,
Yeah.
great song. Not
No, I
like
was gonna
us.
say I really
I don't listen to it.
there's not many of them on this list that that could get picked and I'd be like, seriously? I mean, I guess
Yeah.
besides maybe 360.
Now I do think Espresso was like the song, like the record of the year in terms of like it was on everybody's lips.
Agreed.
It was this. It was like the pop. It was like the song of the year
Because
that
it
like
won Song of the Year at the VMAs or whatever that was, didn't it?
yeah, and like you know last Miley won I think flowers for one of the
Yeah.
categories, and I feel like that made such a big splash the way that Espresso did, even though
Now, see,
Espresso
that's what I was,
never won.
depending on what's in the Song of the Year category, I could see Espresso winning at least one of them.
But since Song of the Year is more
Lyrics,
songwriting
then I would think
and
that it
this is
wins
more
record.
record, I feel
Yeah.
like Espresso should win in that sense in terms of it made a splash. It's such a good
Mhm.
song. She deserves that. Um, I, I could see them, however, like I feel like I feel like they might give it to Birds of a Feather or Not Like Us. I agree.
Yeah,
I don't think Fortnite's gonna win, and
I don't either.
I'm not mad about that. I don't. That's fine.
The only reason I would say, like, I agree. I don't think it's gonna win. And this is gonna sound bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way.
I feel like I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
The only reason it might win one of these is if if she doesn't win anything else.
Yep, I was just gonna say, like, if they're like, okay,
Give
we'll
her
vote for
one
it for this, but
somewhere.
not,
Yeah, right.
yeah, but it is the Academy voting, no, right? So
For
it's like
sure.
whoever's
No, it is, but I feel like it might be one of those things where it's like, how does she like? I know Tortured Poets maybe wasn't outside of fandom people's favorite album, but like it's still obviously a really good album. So I wonder if it's more of a like we have to acknowledge it in some
right,
way. So she's gonna
right,
get something, whether it like even
yeah,
if it's not album of the year, because we'll get to it when we go through some of the other years. I can't believe there's certain years where she didn't win anything. You
I
know,
know,
where it's like, holy shit, it should have,
right,
like something should have. So to
right,
me, that feels like maybe
yeah,
if she doesn't win anything else, maybe Fortnite. But I could see, I don't know what else is in Best Music Video. Fortnite's there. I could see it winning that maybe.
yeah,
She did win Video of the Year at the VMAs for that. So
that's true,
I don't know. So I that's the only way I see Fortnite winning is if it's kind of like a she deserves something, but we
right,
don't
right,
give her an album
right,
win, essentially.
right. Which the second category on this list is Album of the Year.
Okay.
So it is The Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift,
Yep.
Chapel Roan, The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, Cha-
Yep.
Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish. I don't know how to say this. Did Jesse Volume 4? Jesse. DJ, Jacob Collier, Brat, Charlie XCS, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter, Cowboy Carter, Beyonce, New Blue Sun, Andre 3000. So I haven't, the ones I have not heard, I have not
Boy
listened to
ones.
whatever, New Blue Sun and the one I couldn't
Yeah.
pronounce.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Um, I have heard, other than obviously Taylor Swift,
All of
most
them.
of Chapel Roan's, not every song, but most of those songs.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, some of Hit Me Hard and Soft. I think I've listened to most of Brat at least once. All of Short and Sweet, obviously. All of Cowboy Carter, and none of New Blue Sun. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the same ones you haven't listened to. I listened to Hit Me Hard and Soft once and then like whatever ones I like of it. I haven't listened to everything of Chapel, but a lot of it, like you said, I think I've gotten to. I listened to Cowboy Carter once. I haven't listened to Brat besides the popular ones I might have heard. And then obviously, yeah, Short and Sweet.
Yeah. So for this is like interesting because I feel like in the past, like somebody who's won before or maybe hasn't won but has been nominated a bunch, like Beyonce, for example, or the times Taylor Swift hasn't won and then has won, it's usually either like you have to do something you haven't done before, like blow things out of the water, like when she went all pop with 1989 and then when she
Yeah.
switched everything again with folklore. Even with Fearless, she like burst out of her country bubble and went, across like cross genre. Um and so for that, I feel like Tortured Poets isn't going to win. However, I do think it is the best album of the year, like objectively. But I obviously haven't picked it up. I understand like it's not as cohesive, but that's all the fact that it's not cohesive is sort of the theme of the album, that it's this
Yeah.
manic episode and it's supposed to be like that. So to me it is cohesive in that sense. Like it fits. And I love the versatility, but that's why Red didn't win album of the year. I guess that's, or at least that's what she said. It wasn't cohesive. However, I do think it's the best album. Um, like, or it is album of the year. But yeah, I just don't think it's gonna win.
Yeah.
I do think I don't know. Like I could see any of the ones that I've listened to, even in part, I just don't know about the other two. I could see winning for different reasons. Do you have any like
I agree.
predictions or like what are your thoughts on that?
Um, I could see Cowboy Carter winning, not
Right.
just to get Beyonce an album of the year, but because, like you said, she went in a whole different
Right.
direction. And
Yes.
she's kind of been like snubbed by country for that direction, which seems really
Right.
weird.
It would also
Um,
be sort of the full circle, like Taylor winning when her with her country album for Fearless
yeah,
after
right.
all that, and then sort of the full circle, like Beyonce venturing. But yeah, I totally agree. It's
So
what
I could
the
see it being
Grammys love that.
Beyonce. In terms of like cohesive, I guess I'll say I don't really see Chapel or Charlie winning.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily because they wouldn't deserve it, but I feel like as much as the influence of like social media plays a part in this, I feel like sometimes the Academy is not necessarily like
Swayed by that. It's
swayed
more
as
like a
much by
Gen
it.
Z thing,
Yeah, like
those two
like when
albums.
like honestly, when someone actually said what the Brat sales were, I was shocked at how low it was
Yeah.
because I just assumed because of all the things I was seeing online that it was this massive album, but it
Right.
seems like it's very much in a
Bubble.
bubble. For Chapel, I don't think it's in a bubble, but I do think maybe it doesn't get as much credit because it's been out for a long time
Mm-hmm.
and it just blew up almost like
Right.
not just blew up. It obviously it's been blowing up all year, but like I feel like there's a certain aspect of but this album had been out for a lot longer and all of a sudden it got a craze and attention.
Right. It didn't do it on its own. There was like something
Right.
that
What
like
was it that pushed it? I don't know.
I know
But
what you
if she
mean.
won, I wouldn't like it's not necessarily that I'd be surprised if she won, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Right. So
Um,
what's your official prediction?
I think it's Beyonce, unless it's one of the ones we don't know.
So
I
not a
could be
stress. I mean,
Billy. The only
I
one
forgot about
that
her.
I would love to win to see win is Short and Sweet,
Yeah.
just because it is so cohesive. It was a hit. Like
It's
a
Sabrina's
like it's a
year.
great album. Like I again, I don't know if I'm being biased about it, but like I also just don't maybe think she would win it because she is up for like new artists and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if they
Right.
ever really drop like a, oh yeah, you just came on the scene and we're going to give you an album of the year.
Right.
I don't know. They seem like sticklers a little bit in some of that stuff too. But I do think it's like like in terms of cohesive, the impact, like all that kind of stuff, like it felt like it hit the marks. I don't know, but
I pretty much agree with kind of what I think what you're saying. I think it would be between Beyonce, Billie Eilish, and I feel like Sabrina Carpenter as
yeah.
well. Like I feel like it will be one of those three. And I agree. I would love for Sabrina to win, but I also think it's not one of those things like just in general, it's not anything. It's an awesome pop album and I love it and I would love to see it win. And I think it's great, but it's not it's it it's a no skip album, but I don't know. I think it should win, but it's also not like I could see people saying like it's not like groundbreaking in terms of like pushing the envelope in a certain way. I mean it is kind of, um but I don't know. I guess oh crap. Shoot. I don't even know what my official prediction is.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't even
I don't
listen to all
know.
of Hit Me Hard and stuff. I just feel like Billie Eilish when she puts something out and the way people talk about it, like it's always supposed to like upper echelon, like whatever.
I listened to it, but it was one of those ones where like I couldn't really pick out a song. Like
Yeah.
it kind of all
Morph together.
morphed together, which I'm sure people are going to be like, what? How did that happen? I was
Right.
listening to it while I was working. So like maybe that's part of it. But yeah, I mean, if she won, it wouldn't surprise me just because she's obviously very talented. So, and again, that was another big release. Like It wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know. I feel like if
Honestly,
Beyonce doesn't win this one,
that's gonna be. I don't
it's never gonna
know.
happen.
Kind of crazy things are happening. I don't even know. Yeah. If any
I
year
don't
she's
know.
gonna win it, the competition's like close enough. There's not like something that
No, I mean this was a huge year.
it's the competition's crazy. Like
It's
nobody is
it's
like
wild.
sticking out like a sore thumb. But
Hmm.
that's a good thing. It was such a good year for music. I will
Absolutely.
say, I think it's crazy that Ariana Grande's album wasn't nominated.
It
I
is,
loved
but
her
wasn't there
album.
some like rumors or something that it was because she like dissed some like
Oh, she's like talk shit about. Well, it was nominated for other things, but yeah, it might be a political thing. But I would, I would have said that I would think that's a contender too. If it was up there, I'd be like, oh, that could win. I don't think it pushed the envelope for Ariana Grande, but I do think it was a great album.
yeah. It is
Shoot,
surprising that it's not there.
I hope. I don't know. I don't even have a prediction. Just one of the three that I said,
Yeah.
or that you said that I agree with. I should say. I don't think it will be Torture Poets.
I don't think it will be either.
But if it is, I'd be so happy. I love the album. So amazing.
Yeah, I mean me too. I agree. I also just yeah, I agree.
Um, okay, should we move on to Song of the Year?
Sure.
There's a few different ones than what we
Okay.
saw. Okay, so remember, this is songwriting
Yeah.
and composition. A bar song, Tipsy, by Shabuzi. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Fortnite, Taylor Swift and Post Malone. Good Luck, Babe, Chapel Roan, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter, and Texas Hold'em. I think, I personally think, in that case with songwriting, Birds of a Feather or Good Luck, Babe would win. If that's actually voted based on songwriting. I don't know how they typically vote. Or they would give this one to Fortnite because that's it. Like it's not the record of the year, but Taylor Swift's lyricism
Right.
is always going to beat out the next
But you
song,
know,
even
it's
if it's not
funny.
my favorite song.
Right. Agreed. I could see a bar song winning just because it got so popular. Like I don't agree with it in the lyricism aspect, but I could see it winning because it got
Then
popular.
this should have been
Um
nominated for record then. Like it doesn't it's
it doesn't make any sense. Also, like now that I think about it too though, like Kendrick Lamar is like
a great.
crazy lyricist. So like
Yeah.
I
Oh,
could
that's
see
so
Not Like Us
true.
winning because
Yeah, I don't
like
know the lyrics other than isn't it like they not
they're not
like
like
us?
us. They're not like us.
But you're right. I've heard yeah, everybody talks about how great of his lyrics are too.
Yeah, so I mean like okay, so in this I actually it makes me think that if Espresso's going to win, it's going to be in record. Obviously, it's not in Song
It's
of the
not
Year,
even
so I
nominated here,
think
yeah.
Espresso might win in maybe. But then that would mean like something like Not Like Us that I thought might win record of the year, maybe, or Good Luck Babe that I thought might like could win Song of the Year instead. I don't know. I'm all turned around.
It's so tough.
But again,
Shit.
I think there's a lot of good ones.
I think no, go ahead. What's your prediction?
I really I guess I'll go Kendrick.
Okay. Yeah,
Um
I for you know
and
what's
then maybe
crazy?
Fortnite, honestly.
I feel like Not Like Us has been out for like 100 years. Like I thought I've known that for a long time, that song for a while. Does that ever happen to you when you hear a song,
It,
you're like, this is a new song? I thought I knew this for my whole life.
Yeah, and isn't it crazy? Because this song, like, when was that big battle in the summer?
What big battle? What do you mean?
Drake and Kendrick? Was that over the summer?
Genuinely no idea what you're talking about.
This
So
song is a like the diss tracks between Drake and Kendrick.
I don't know. I don't keep up.
Oh my God, Steph, that's the whole point of the
Sorry.
song.
Well, I don't know. I just know they not like us. I don't listen to the other words. I don't even think I listened to the song. I just know that
This
that's what
was
it is.
May. The rap battle was over the summer.
Dude,
Oh my
no
God,
clue.
Steph,
I'm sorry. I don't know
that was a
things.
wild time.
Like, summer was a busy time.
I
I was
guess.
in Europe. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Wow. But yeah,
But
I could
wait, so this
see.
song came out this summer?
Yeah.
The fuck? I seriously, are you, what? I
Yeah.
really? Is there another song that sounds like this? I am like having, I don't know if it's the Mandela effect, but like I thought this song was like always out.
It
Like
released May 4th, 2024.
that's wild.
And it
Yeah.
was, yeah, because he dropped it. It was a crazy time. He dropped a double disc like after Drake put, well, there it was back and forth for a while, but he dropped one. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Meet the Grams, a Drake diss track, and then literally like 12 hours later he dropped Not Like Us, and then it like blew up on the charts. So then basically effectively Drake had to bow out of this battle because Not Like Us
Damn. Go
kind of,
Kendrick. Listen, had no idea, but that fact alone also could be like
I know, that's why I
he
keep
should win
saying
one of
it,
the two
because I'm like, I feel
categories.
like there's like a
But I
similar
feel
to
like if
what we talk about, like Brat being such a big social media like moment, like this was a moment, you
this was like
know?
an organic moment of like whatever. So yeah, well, if Espresso should win record of the year, then maybe Not Like Us should win song of the year.
Maybe.
Otherwise, otherwise, it should be Fortnite. Not should be, I think it will be. Or Birds of a Feather, because
Yeah,
that
again,
song
I
was
feel like
super
there's so
popular.
many that like that are good that like if they won, I wouldn't be like, what the hell?
Yeah. But those are my three. Those are the three I'm going with if we
Okay.
can't narrow it down to one.
I like it.
Okay. Um, what's the next thing that she's nominated for?
She's got three
Oh,
more. She's got best music video, best pop vocal album, and best pop duo slash
okay.
group performance.
So I'm on Best Pop Vocal Album. Short and
Okay.
Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter. Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish. Eternal Sunshine, Ariana Grande. Chapel Roan, The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, and The Tortured Poets Department. Uh,
That's it.
yeah.
Just the five?
And this is pop vocal. Yeah. One, two,
See,
three,
this
four,
is
five.
tough.
Do they actually vote based on vocal? Because I just think that it's just best pop album, right?
I can't remember exactly.
It's supposed to, it says the word vocal.
It's a weird category of like what qualifies. Um,
Because there's no best pop album. This is essentially the best pop album. So in that sense, Short and Sweet should win.
I do actually think um I do actually think maybe Short and Sweet would win this,
Yeah, and then not
mainly
win album of the
because
year.
right, exactly. Like maybe not win album of the year. Um it just says best album within the pop music genre that features a significant amount of singing. What a weird thing. To
Yeah,
be
well, so
considered
no
an
song.
album must have at least 51% of its playing time dedicated to vocal tracks.
Oh, this
Okay.
one on the on Grammy Awards it says greater than 75% playing time of new pop vocal recordings.
Okay, so like
So maybe
any
they increased
album.
it to get rid of Charlie X to get rid of like Brat.
Maybe.
'Cause there's
I
like
could see this being Sabrina or Chapel.
yes,
Like
I
this is where they get their win if they don't give them it in the
right.
album kind of a thing. Um,
I think it should be well and it should be it always should be torture poets, but if I'm thinking like pop, I think it should be Short and Sweet or Eternal Sunshine, but I don't think it's going
yeah.
to be Eternal Sunshine because of also what you said like the political thing like
Hmm.
I think but maybe the voters are Ariana Grande fans and like especially now that because of like Wicked and everything, people might be like I can't believe she was snubbed, so everyone's going to vote for her for that.
Yeah.
In the academy. So I think it should be Eternal Sunshine, Short and Sweet. I my official prediction is gonna be Short and Sweet though. But I do agree with you
Yeah.
that like it could be between like Chapel and whatever. But that's just my prediction.
Yeah, I agree.
We're just like I'm sorry, tortured poets. I do believe you deserve it all. I just don't think
I
I
do
think it's
too.
gonna
I
be
just
red. I
don't
think
think
this
they're
is
gonna
gonna be
do it.
red.
I feel like the tide has turned on her.
Three
Not fully, but you know what I mean. Like I feel like the overexposure has been there for a little bit. She just like she won Midnight's last year. I just feel like there's been so much good
Right.
that
That
it's
if
like,
they
okay,
choose something else, right.
right. Like if it was a bummer of a year with everybody else, I feel like who cares if you give it to her 2 years in a row? Um, but yeah, I don't see it winning an album award for some reason, as much as I wish it would.
I agree. And yeah, totally agree. Like there's so many other things that people could vote for that like even me looking at it, I'm like, okay, no, for album of the year it should be that, but everything else like song of like all that stuff,
Everything
yeah.
was good. Like everything was
It
great.
was
So
there,
like it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
literally the only way I'd be mad is if album of the year was one of those two unknown things I never listened to, and it
Yeah.
probably is still good. I just didn't listen to it, so I act like it's not.
Yeah, I just want it. Yeah, and yeah, we want to know the ones that win,
Right.
basically. And
What's
then
next?
you said maybe music video or something. I don't know.
Music video and then pop duo.
Oh shit, I scrolled by Pop Duo. My bad. Um, wait, what? Are you sure? Pop Duo?
Pop duo slash group performance.
Oh, Us with
Yeah,
that's why. Gracie Abrams, Taylor Swift, Levi's Jeans, Beyonce, and Post Malone. Guess, Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, The Boy Is Mine, Ariana Grande, Brandy and Monica. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga, and Bruno Mars. I think Die with a Smile is gonna win.
probably just because they're two big names.
Yeah, but I will say I love Levi's Jeans, Beyonce, Post Malone. One of my like, it's my like number one song on that album. I love it.
I
I like
never
it
heard
better
it.
than Fortnite, I think. Ah, well, no. I mean, I think for the amount that I like it, because it's my favorite song on the Beyonce album, and Fortnite's not my favorite song on Taylor Swift, but
So
if
was
that makes
that
sense.
on like that
Cowboy
wasn't a
Carter.
released after Cowboy Carter came out? That was
No,
on
that was
Cowboy
on the
Carter.
album.
Oh, I completely did not
Yeah.
hear. I heard it. I listened to that album, but I guess I was multitasking or something because
Yeah.
I feel like I've never heard it. Um, yeah, I think Die with a Smile would win too.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, other than that, I think maybe Us does have a chance.
Oh, really? I feel like nobody, like, I listened to it and I like the song, but I feel like outside of like Taylor Swift and Gracie Abrams fans, like that did not make a splash into the world.
No, I don't disagree, but I guess I never heard any other song on this, so
Oh, you haven't
like
heard that Boy Is Mine?
well, was that
That
always with the
boy
person on it?
is mine. I don't know. And maybe it's just like the
Because
background vocals,
because wasn't it the
honestly.
same? Wasn't isn't Guess and the Boy Is Mine the same where it was an extra release and it was a guest on it or something?
Yeah, Guess is like it was released
Oh,
and then maybe
I thought the
again.
boy was mine
The
is
Boy Is
mine
Mine.
was too because I didn't think she had a feature on it when I first.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like it wasn't on the album period. You mean like it was released and then it was released again with like a
Yeah.
feature. Yeah, I'm not sure. That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't I was gonna say that the only reason I didn't think of those two was just because I thought they were both like
Right,
post
right.
album releases. I didn't remember the Beyonce one, and I never heard the Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars one. So
I have heard the Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars one, but it's weirdly like always topping the charts or in like the top 10. It
I did
hasn't
see that.
left.
So
But I'm
yeah,
like,
I feel like
what?
that one is probably the winner. If
Yeah.
not that, probably Beyonce and Post Malone, just
Yeah.
again because of names. But
Yeah. My official
you
prediction is Die with a Smile.
yeah, I think so too.
Okay, and then the final one is video.
Hmm.
I don't even know the that boy is mine. Blah la do da die. Da 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 da. I'm just gonna search the word music video because I have no idea. Video. Best music video. Okay, I'm gonna read it from bottom up. Fortnite, Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar, Houdini, Eminem, 360, Charlie XCX, and Taylor Swift, ASAP Rocky. What? Taylor Swift spelled
W
Tailor space SWIF. How have we not heard? Have you heard of that?
I don't know why I feel like I've seen something, but I don't think I've actually heard it.
I haven't, but I mean, like, I haven't even heard about, I haven't even heard like Swifties or anyone being like, ASAP Rocky came out with a song and music video called
No,
Taylor
I think
Swift
I think there was some discourse.
in an angry way or like that's so bizarre.
Oh God, maybe not.
Like what? Like what? And also
Yeah, I don't
imagine,
know.
but imagine if that wins, and they call Taylor's name and she thinks she won for Fortnite.
Well, I feel like they start
The
with
winner is
Fortnite and Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift. I know, no, but what
But
I mean
yes,
is
I
like
get you.
if Taylor Swift by ASAP Rocky wins and
No,
they
I
say the
know.
winner is Taylor Swift, it'll be like, wait, what? You know?
That would be funny to do. Yeah, I've never heard it now that I look at it, but
What?
yeah, I don't know. This one, I've never seen any of them except for Fortnite. So
Yeah,
I
this one
guess,
I could Fortnite should I mean actually I've not seen any of them either, but just knowing the Fortnite video and the detail that goes into it and the production, 100% it should win. I don't know though if anything else. Definitely 360. There's no shot in hell. I doubt the Taylor Swift one is like well thought
yeah,
out, produced, directed, because it says artist, video director, and producer, and Taylor Swift did all three, and that adds to it. So I feel like she would
yeah,
win. But I have not seen Houdini or Not Like Us. I don't
yeah. I
can't
haven't
speak to
either.
them. I just would be surprised if they put the same amount of like thought
Who is Houdini by
into
again?
Eminem.
Is that the one with his daughter in it?
No clue.
Hmm.
But
I
if,
have
in
to
terms,
check.
if it's also going to direction and producer, I just feel like most
Yeah.
people don't put that like the whole picture the way Taylor does. So it should be
Yeah, I
it,
mean,
it
like,
should
I think
it should win.
this category is probably her best shot to win
Yeah.
anything at this one, I'd say, like at this Grammys. But yeah, I mean,
I think she'll take if anything like maybe at tops she would take home 2 awards. But I could also see her like I do think she'll maybe win music video. Odds are she'll at least win one, but she might go home empty-handed.
yeah,
There's no category to me that it's like outstandingly would be Taylor Swift. So
agreed.
we'll see. I'm excited to watch though, and to see if she's like there.
Me too. I wonder. And I guess we do have the second element of if the Chiefs lose,
Oh, they won't be in the play. They
will
won't.
Travis be
They
there?
won't. Right. I kind of hope they lose.
I
I don't care. I don't
know.
really have any loyalty. I guess maybe the Rams are in the
I get
playoffs. Like
it.
go Rams. I guess I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see
we'll
this weekend.
say. Okay, so
Um,
in respect to the Grammys and pre-Grammying the Grammys, like pre-gaming, pre-Grammy,
oh, I like it.
uh, I feel like we should take a look back. Well, not I feel like we should. It was your idea. At all of her wins, nominations, all of that
Yeah,
stuff, starting from 2008, because that's more interesting. We know what happened
yeah,
last year. So we'll go, by the time we get to 2024, we're going to want to be wrapping up anyway. And we'll probably go, you know what I mean? Like go through those quicker
yeah,
because it's way more cool to like look at what she won, what she lost for some of them, not for all of them. Like who else was nominated if it's, album, like a big category, stuff like that. And, just like chit chat about it.
yeah. No, I mean, I think it's so she her first nomination was in 2008 for Best New
2000.
Artist. She did not win. She was just
She did not
nominated.
win.
Which, do you know who won? Do you have
Yes.
that?
So, who was also nominated with her was Feist, Lettucey, Paramore, and Amy Winehouse. And Amy Winehouse won
Fair.
the award, which I do remember like hearing that. So yes, absolutely fair. But also the fact that her and Paramore were nominated together, that's so cute.
That is
And now
cute.
like coming full circle that they toured together, like
Mm-hmm.
Love that. So funny to see all the best new artists over the years. Not that I want to look at that right now, but I've seen
Yeah,
that circulate of like who actually won and like how some people who are nobodies won over like giant names
right.
that ended up blowing up. So it's not a consistent indicator of who's
Indicator.
gonna
Yeah.
have. Now Amy Winehouse is dead, so
Yeah. But she did blow up.
she did, yeah.
Did she win? Well, we didn't look up anything besides Taylor Swift stuff, but like, did she win that year for Rehab? Was that the year Rehab came out, or was that a different year?
I don't know because I only copy and pasted anything Taylor was nominated in,
Yeah.
so she wasn't nominated anywhere else. Um, when did Amy Winehouse die?
Wasn't it? I don't remember. 2010 maybe? 2011.
She died in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I definitely feel like she would have continued to be big.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I asked because it's like she died only 3 years after she got that award, so it's like, yeah, she probably was, or did she like? I don't know. Actually, no, she was a big deal, but like I remember knowing her more for her death. Who sings White Houses? Oh, is that Vanessa
Vanessa
Carlton?
Carlton.
I always
Yeah.
get those girls confused.
They
I'm
have
always
the
like,
dark hair. Yeah.
yeah, great
Um,
song though. But yeah,
oh, it was Back to Black was the album name.
so yeah, 2008. Now, keeping in mind, although Fearless came out in 2008, it's usually not counted until a year and a half or 2 years later.
Yeah, and it came out like October, I think, 2008. And
Okay,
then and that was actually that was one similar to Chapel that like
where
didn't
it
like blew up in
had a
2009. And then obviously the
yes.
Grammys would have been in early 2010 because 2010 is our next prominent
Well,
Grammy.
I will say though, so just thinking back, and yeah, so 2010 is yes, but just in terms of because this is the fear 2010 was the Fearless Grammys, for that album, I like Fearless is what that album specifically You Belong With Me Love Story. That's what made me a Swiftie. So hearing that song or whatever, and I was in my 8th grade summer going to my freshman year, so it was it was 2008. So that
Yeah,
because like the
that's right.
singles are
Yeah.
out before the album. So those songs, as Taylor Swift always says, when like Kanye, the whole Kanye of it all comes up, like those songs are, and that album was already a humongous deal. Not just in her fan base, because I mean, I think I knew like our song or Tim McGraw, just like it would be on my one friend who like liked country music, like the radio a lot.
Hmm.
Um, but it was already making waves cross genre, like for us to be hearing that and for that to be like the song of the summer with my friends and like
But
blasting it was outside of me. And so I agree, like it blew up more and more. But I just want to like maybe as people are listening that were not alive then or did not know, I just want to like state that for like the Kanye of it all. Like it was already doing like cross genre. Like it wasn't just in the country world. I didn't listen to
oh no,
country
for
music.
sure. I just meant it was released in November of 2008. So it
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
popular in 2009,
Yeah.
which is why it was big at the 2010 Grammys
Yeah.
because it was the year
Right.
of music 2009
Yeah.
basically.
No, I knew that you were saying that, but I just wanted to reiterate or like
Oh,
not
yeah, yeah,
reiterate
yeah.
that like it didn't blow up after the VMAs or whatever it
Oh,
was.
no.
Like it was before the album came out, Love Story and You Belong With Me were huge deals.
Mhm.
Just for again, anyone who like maybe wasn't a Swiftie then, maybe was too young
Right.
then. Like it's also, sorry, side note, I know we've talked about how long like we've been fans, like I just said that. Whatever. How crazy is it that that's like 17 years ago?
I know.
And I was like, wait,
It's
I
insane.
don't know if I've ever been a fan of something for 17 years. That's fucking
I mean,
crazy.
yeah, the only thing I've been a fan of longer is the Packers.
when I said like last weekend, I was telling someone, I like mentioned we had a podcast, and I didn't realize they didn't know. They're like, what? And it's like, yeah, we started in 2021, which is also crazy that this is
I know.
4 years or
Literally so
going on
crazy.
4 years. They were like, oh my God, for that long, like you guys were like, did it before like Taylor Swift blew up? And I was like,
How dare
what?
you?
I was like, and then I was like, I've been a fan, and that's when I thought, I said it out loud. I was like, for 17 years. I was
Yeah.
like, so it's not like in my head, it's like we didn't make the podcast when we became Taylor Swift fans.
No.
Like
No.
for someone to like
Can you
say that it's
imagine
crazy we started doing
a
this in
podcast 4 years
2021.
ago?
Like, what
Yeah,
do you
right.
mean? Wild. It's just
It,
wild,
it
crazy
is.
shit to think about. To think about how long ago 2008 was.
I know.
So,
And this reminds me not like before we get into the Fearless Grammys of
yes.
2010, she did perform for the first time at the Grammys the year before in
Is that the
2009.
Miley Cyrus one?
Yeah,
Wow, that's
15.
crazy.
She performed 15 with Miley Cyrus, which to this day is still one of my favorites
Songs or that performance?
performances, just because I
Your
was
two
already
favorite.
so obsessed. I loved them both so much. And then like getting to see them together, it was right after the Hannah Montana movie, I think. Like it was just, I was like, hell freaking yeah. Like
It's
I
so
loved it.
That time was amazing. I was such a Hannah Montana fan. I was part of like Miley World. Like I was
Incredible.
more obsessed with Hannah than Taylor Swift at that time. Um and I just like wish people like we were in high school. I was maybe a freshman, sophomore in high school when that movie came out, and I just feel like nowadays like what do they have? They have fucking nothing. I guess Wicked, but that's not the same. It's just
Mm-mm.
not the same. Like because we had like High School Musical, like
Oh,
taking Disney to the theater, and like Miley,
so
and then
good.
Taylor Swift's in the fucking movie, in the Hannah Montana movie. Like, what do you mean she's in the movie? What do you mean she wrote "You Always Find Your Way Back Home"? Like that, like holy shit! Like what a time to be alive. Taylor
Hmm.
Swift and Miley performing together, and it's like Disney as
I mean, that was peak Disney.
it was peak Disney, and Taylor Swift's not even Disney, and it was like your two
I
worlds are
know.
colliding. Guys,
It
I
was so
just
good.
wish
That was also like,
I
it's
miss those
crazy too,
days.
because Taylor Swift and the Jonas Brothers weren't necessarily Disney, but they were both so close at the time, I would say. Like, but then they were both so closely
Right, because
associated with all the super popular people at Disney at that time. And
yeah,
the Jonas Brothers did end up with
Camp
like,
Rock and right,
yeah,
right. But
in the Disney
yeah,
Channel universe. But like, what a time for like our age group.
they don't have that. Like they were the coolest fucking
Unless we just
things.
don't know about it, like
No, I would say the
it's
last time
not.
anyone like that has been that like
I guess
I guess
Olivia
Sabrina
Rodrigo
Carpenter.
and Sabrina Carpenter.
But Olivia Rodrigo is different. Hers wasn't like a Disney like that
Yeah, it
was like
was.
Disney Plus like
But
but it
yeah, but I
wasn't
mean like it was like a popular Disney Channel show
yeah.
that because I guess we also like everything's different in terms of how you watch things now.
Right, right. But yeah, I just feel like they weren't in like the Disney world where they're being like I feel like Sabrina Carpenter was in like the traditional Disney world.
Yeah.
I just feel like High School Musicals the show was like in its own little pocket. Like I
I
don't
agree.
know.
I
I feel
totally
like
agree.
but yeah,
Um
but I don't even think like Olivia Rodrigo's fame has nothing to do with her Disney fame, and I don't know, just the times are so crazy. Like what a fucking time to be alive, man.
yeah.
So, with that being said, 2010, we are sophomores in high school. Well, I guess yeah, we're
Yeah.
sophomores in high school. Um
Yeah.
what should we start big or small
Um
here?
I guess like should we go, let's start with the songs, I guess. So she was nominated and didn't win. Um, for she did a best pop collaboration for Breathe with Colby Calais. She did not win. You Belong With Me was nominated for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Pop Vocal Performance. None of them won. Um, and then White Horse was nominated for Best Female Country Vocal Performance and Best Country Song. She won both of those, right?
Yeah.
Is that looking right?
I think so. I have it all differently. So I
Yeah.
it,
But yeah,
um
so essentially White Horse was her first song to win a Grammy, which is just kind of crazy.
And technically it's her first Grammy win, right? That's what you would
Tech
like say because it's announced earlier.
Technically, yes, right. And it is crazy because obviously, like, You Belong With Me was in the bigger categories because it was technically the bigger song, right? But
Yeah.
like it didn't win in the bigger cacategories, but obviously White
It
Horse
is
like kind of
crazy.
swept the country.
But like, did it? Like, okay,
No,
so
I mean the country category, sorry.
I was like,
No,
that's what's so cool to me to
You
look
Belong With Me
back
was more
on.
popular, which is why it got put into the big
Yes.
category, but it
I see what you're saying. The
lost.
specific
But
country
White Horse
categories and
swept
it won.
country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and which makes sense, but it's also so funny and so crazy because like White Horse, like who would have thought? Like, was that a single? Did she just like throw that out
It
there?
was a single, I believe.
Oh, it
And she
was?
also, now
Okay.
that I think about it, wasn't that the music video with Stephen Coletti from Laguna Beach?
Okay. You're not speaking my language. I don't know. I've never seen
No, I
that.
think it was.
I'm not saying no. I'm saying I have no fucking idea who that is.
You don't know Stephen?
I've never seen Laguna Beach. The only time I've seen it is like I remember one time in freshman year in our dorm, you and like
Yes.
Nikki or Natalie or someone like put it on and I was like, oh, and but I like yeah, I've never seen Laguna Beach.
Oh my God. Okay, no. So it was him. He was in it. He's also in One Tree Hill.
Who's he in
I
Montreal?
don't know. I didn't watch it, but I
Oh,
know he was
I
in it.
watched that.
He was Steven.
I don't know who
Shit.
that is.
But I don't know. Maybe that's why it was a little bit more famous because Laguna
Yeah.
Beach was also kind of big at that time or just
Um,
ending.
so wait, I want to just kind of go through and say like especially the like either what won and just we don't have to like analyze everything because that would take a million
I was
years.
just gonna
But
say,
just
yeah,
like
we're
what's nominated, what won for each thing. And we could talk more about like the big ones that she won or whatever. But I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna start bottom with the country category, if that's okay with you.
sure.
So best country song we just talked about, Taylor Swift won. Not even really worth it. I'll just list them off. I don't know what any of these songs are, so I have no commentary. But All I Ask for Anyone, Trace Adkins, High Cost of Living, Jamie Johnson, I Run to You, Lady Antebellum. Okay,
Oh, I know
People Are
that
Crazy,
one.
Bill Currington. Um, Best Country Album, Fearless, Taylor Swift. The other ones nominated. Oh wait, that's funny. The Foundation, Zach Brown Band, Twang, George Strait, Defying Gravity, Keith Urban. That's funny. Call Me Crazy, Leanne Womack. No idea. But Defying Gravity, that's funny that we're mentioning that now with
Yeah.
Wicked. Best Female Country Vocal Pop Performance. White Horse won. What was also nominated: Dead Flowers, Miranda Lambert, I Just Call You Mine, Martina McBride, Just a Dream, Carrie Underwood, Solitary Thinking, Leanne Womack. Uh, Never heard of any of those, which I'm surprised because I thought I knew like most Carrie Underwood songs.
I didn't
Um,
know.
Now going up to like the pop one, so she was nominated for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. So Baby It's Cold Outside. What? Nora Jones and Willie Nelson. Love, Sex, Magic. Sierra and Justin Timberlake. Sea of Heartbreak. Roseanne Cash and Bruce Springsteen. Breathe. Taylor Swift and Colby Calais. And Lucky. Jason Mraz and Colby Calais. And Lucky won.
One. Okay.
So Colby Calais, she was nominated twice in that category. Like that was the year of Colby.
Her
Like
year,
Colby
man.
Calais, man, was she some of her songs like oof got me through. I would like cry to
Hmm.
those. Do you remember how Lucky goes? I feel like it's not I'm
Lucky
up all
I'm
night.
in love with my best
Oh, that's
friend.
sweet.
Lucky too. Yes, that one. It's a good
Um
one. It deserved
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I could see that. Best female pop vocal performance. You Belong With Me, Taylor Swift. Sober, Pink. Hot and Colds, Katy Perry. Hometown Glory, Adele. And Halo, Beyonce. And the winner was do you know?
Mm-mm.
Halo,
I was gonna
Beyonce.
say maybe Halo.
I mean, especially the word vocals in there, like,
Yeah.
but also Halo, chills, fucking amazing song that
Yeah, it's a great
totally
song.
deserves it. You're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no, you're in then you're out. Remember those
Okay.
times?
Yeah, no, I do. I do.
Song of the year, You Belong With Me, Use Somebody, Kings of Leon, Pretty Wings, uh, Hot David and Muser, Maxwell, Poker Face, Lady Gaga, and Single Ladies, Beyonce. The winner
Those
is
are good ones.
If You Like It Then You Should Have Put a Ring on It. Single Ladies makes sense. That was 100% the song of the year.
Yeah,
That music video,
for
except
sure.
for You Belong With Me. Because You
True.
Belong With Me, that was the whole that's what Kanye ripped the phone out of
Yeah.
her hand or microphone, whatever. Yeah, it makes sense. But how fun, like going back like that, these are all
Yeah.
nominated. And honestly, yeah, great nominations. Makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Uh then album of the year, of course, Taylor Swift won. I Am Sasha Fierce was nominated. The End, Black Eyed Peas. The Fame, Lady Gaga. And Big Whiskey and the Gru Gux King, Dave Matthews Band.
Okay. I
Crazy.
mean,
I think they won Best New Artist that year, Dave Matthews Band.
oh, why did I think Dave Matthews Band was around before Taylor Swift?
Same. You could look up the year, but they were nominated or won one year, and I was like, huh? Just when I was looking stuff up.
Interesting.
So weird. Yeah, I didn't realize. They kind of feel like one of those bands that's been around forever.
I agreed.
So I didn't know that.
Maybe I'm getting them confused with Steve Miller Band, which I do think has been around forever. But
Well, I don't even
know.
know the
I
Steve
digress.
Miller Band. Just like, but
yeah,
I
so
mean,
obviously Fearless.
obviously Fearless won.
Yeah, and it won Best Country Album too.
It is. It was like it
It's
is.
phenomenal.
It totally deserved it. I understand like Beyonce's older and like that album was great, but I feel like what she won makes sense. Like Beyonce is very good at creating singles.
Yeah,
And at this time in her career, because one of my best friends is like a really big Beyonce fan, like she had maybe after this, she had decided that she was like, I don't want to do what like the industry wants me to do anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. So like
yeah,
I feel like she has said this in interviews before, but at that time in her life and prior to it, she was kind of just following, putting out what people told her to put out. So I don't think she was really thinking of her whole album as a whole work of art, where of
yeah,
course Taylor Swift always has done that. So I feel like it makes sense that she
yeah,
didn't win because like she had Single Ladies, Halo, fucking great songs, but the work
right.
as a whole, I think it's more just like there were a lot of hits on the album, but it wasn't a full whatever.
Yeah,
And people were just mad because of the whole Kanye Beyonce, and it just like started this Taylor Swift versus Beyonce thing that no one ever wanted.
no. And yeah, and I mean in general, like when you think of obviously like if you think of Taylor's albums that have won album of the year, it makes complete sense in terms of the way very cohesive sounds like
Yeah.
it makes sense that Fearless was one that won and then in 1989 and then Folklore and Midnights like
Yep.
they hit that mark of like
And broke boundary, like
right,
some sort of like push the envelope in some way.
right. Yeah, I mean I think it deserved it and was she the youngest at the time to win album of the year? I think she might have been.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And then the last thing was record of the year. Poker Face, Lady Gaga, I Got a Feeling, Black Eyed Peas, Halo, Beyonce, You Belong With Me, and You Somebody, Kings of Leon, and You Somebody won.
I thought Kings of Leon won and when you didn't say them for song of the year I figured it must have been
It's crazy because like I
record of
feel
the
like nowadays, so we jump next to 2012, right?
year. Yep.
Nowadays I just feel like songs like that don't get super popular anymore.
Songs
It's
like
so
what?
weird. Like Kings of Leon, like there's not as much I think because everybody can find their niche music now through Spotify. Things aren't
Mhm.
played on the radio as much that like for something to sort of go across to everyone, there has to be something else to it. Like you don't have like as much stuff played on the radio where you're just going to hear something that's not necessarily the genre that you're looking for. And maybe that's why. But it's funny seeing some of the songs that were like nominated.
Unless in the same sense like unless since we can all just listen to exactly what we want to, we're not like so the other day my phone wouldn't connect to my car and I just put the radio on because I was like, whatever. And then I heard Cruel Summer, and then I heard like Stargazing. Do you know that song?
Like by like The Weekend?
No, it's
Oh,
Take
that wait.
My Heart, Don't Break It. I don't even know who it's by. I can't even remember the guy's name.
I feel like I
Every
do know
single
it,
every
but I
single
don't know.
time I've accidentally had to listen to the radio, that song has played.
Mm,
I've never listened to it in my Spotify, right? But like apparently it gets played a ton on the
right.
radio. So maybe
Right.
it's just that we're not finding the because we're not listening to the radio anymore.
For sure, but I feel like a lot of people aren't. Like it's not as the what is played on the radio just doesn't move the needle as much as it used to.
Right.
But yeah, but totally. It also could be that maybe more people are listening to the radio. Um than I think are.
No, I think I just right. I mean, people aren't finding those songs like
Right.
on the radio anymore. But I think, yeah, I mean, obviously that means they're not going to get into Grammy nominations because
Right.
nobody's listening to the radio. But like, I think they're still out there. We just don't,
Right. I mean, yeah,
you know.
definitely. It's not like people aren't releasing that kind of music. I just like there's like a little bit of like, oh, I miss that because that's how you
Mhm.
would sometimes find new music and I have to like go out of my way to find new music now.
Right.
But I mean, at the same time I can listen to what I want. Um okay, so 2012, this was the Speak Now
Speak
year.
Now.
Did she
Um,
win anything?
she did. So Speak Now was nominated for Best Country Album. It did not win. I feel like it makes sense that it was in the country category and not Album of the Year.
Right.
She did win for Mean. She won two, Best Country Solo Performance and Best Country Song.
Okay. That makes
So,
sense. And Mean was that's funny. I
and
don't
she
remember.
performed it too
Yes. Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember Mean being like a hit outside of me and my friends listening to that on a CD in my car. You know what I mean? Like I
I thought
don't
the same thing,
remember
but it's kind of crazy because people, I still see people like when they talk
loving.
about, like when people are like, oh, so the best whatever song has never been written or whatever, and then people are like the best country song has already been written, and they'll like reference Mean,
Yeah,
which
I've
I
seen
find
stuff like
so
that
interesting
too.
because at the time, Mean was never my favorite.
No, yeah,
It
like it
wasn't
was
my favorite
fun.
when Speak Now came out. I have grown to love it just because of like how much she has been put on her plate that still resonates with Mean
Yeah.
since Mean came out. Like it's kind of unbelievable that she wrote this song 13 years ago or whatever,
Right.
and the amount of shit that has gotten piled on her since then.
I know.
So I do really enjoy it now, but it is kind of like I'm kind of surprised by the reception it still gets
Yeah.
in terms of being just like the best country song.
Totally agree. Like yeah, that I didn't know that people knew that song outside
Right.
of like I knew my friends that aren't the biggest Taylor Swift fans. Like I know the girlies knew that were around for it, but like out people that
Right.
aren't like guys, like a lot of people. So okay, wait.
Yeah.
So I'll go through for record of the year. Well, also this was Adele's year, by the way. But record of the year, the
Mm.
nominees were Firework, Katy Perry. Wow. The Cave, Mumford and Sons, don't know it. Grenade, great. Bruno Mars, Holocene, Holocene, Bon Iver, and Rolling in the Deep, Adele. And we could have had it all. One,
Makes
Rolling in the
sense.
Deep. But yeah, again, Firework,
Oh, that
Grenade.
was such a good song.
Like what? Wait, Taylor Swift was even nominated. Oops, sorry. Did not mean to copy that one.
Yes,
Just
you're
if
right.
anyone wanted to know.
She was not nominated. She was only nominated in the
So
country categories.
yeah, my bad. I guess I just copied it without thinking. Okay. Best country solo performance. The nominees were Mean, Taylor Swift, which won, Dirt Road Anthem, I'm Gonna Love You Through It, Honeybee, and Mama Song. Sorry, I didn't mention who did, but I don't actually know any of those songs.
That's fine.
This is also before I liked country, so it makes
Yeah.
sense why I don't
I
know
think
them.
I was
That doesn't
just getting
mean,
into country at this point.
yeah, I didn't get into country until like 2015. So yeah, it makes sense that I don't know any of these. Best country song other than Mean, which one? Are You Gonna Kiss Me or Not? God Gave Me You. I know that one.
Are you
Blake
gonna
Shelton.
kiss me or not?
I don't know
Yeah,
that one.
okay.
Just Fishin', Casey Beathard. I don't know. Actually, I don't know who the main person is on these. Threaten Me with Heaven and You and Tequila. Literally, I only know God Gave Me You and Mean, but Mean won. So,
Yep.
and Best Country Album, Own the Night, Lady Antebellum, which won.
Yeah.
My Kind of Party, Jason Aldean, Chief, Eric Church, Red River Blue, Blake Shelton, Here for a Good Time, George Strait, and Speak Now, Taylor Swift. Lady Antebellum makes a lot of sense because, again, I did not like country, but I knew
Lady
like Lady
Antebellum.
Antebellum crossed over to people who
Yeah.
are not into country.
Agreed. It's kind of crazy how long country careers are.
Yes, you're right. A lot of country artists have been around forever. Like they or have like longevity.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
I guess I don't know if it's maybe because like they like if you like country, you pretty much like all of that type of music. So maybe it's like they
right,
get to a level of fame but never like burn too bright or something. I don't know. Like it's just interesting though, because every name sounds familiar in
right,
that
right.
category, and it was 13 years ago.
15.
Yeah,
Oh wait, were
thir-
we in 2010? Oh,
we're in
sorry, we're in
2012.
2012. Sorry, I thought we were 2010. Yeah, totally.
Um, okay.
2013. This
2013 is
was
interesting.
because it was
We
just
had
the
some, but not
singles.
all.
Because it was just like I guess the
Yeah,
songs that were released either for movies, right, or the singles for Red, I guess, were released for that
cycle.
award cycle.
Yeah, so she was nominated for We Are Never Getting Back Together for Record of the Year. She didn't win. She was nominated for Safe and Sound for Best Country Duo Group Performance and didn't win that, but she did win for Safe and Sound for Best Song Written for Visual Media,
Nice.
which makes complete sense.
Yeah, I don't even have who the winners are, but for the
It's
visual
fine. I was
media,
gonna
nothing else
say,
even
yeah.
makes sense. Even the duo performances, don't know. For the record of the year, that makes more like I do know more. A Stronger, Kelly Clarkson, We Are Young, Fun.
Oh yeah.
Somebody that I knew. Oh, I did right. Somebody that I used to know. It won.
Oh, Gautier one. Okay,
That
yep.
that song was whew, Thinking
Also
About
so
You,
good.
Frank Ocean. So yeah. Um yeah, just a random blurb where it's like, oh, I didn't even know she was nominated because I thought that was an
Yeah.
off year.
And this one, I believe, so she performed We Are Never Getting Back Together. I think that's when she did the accent
Oh, for Harry
for
Styles.
Harry Styles, I think.
And they were there in the audience.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the year.
That's so fun. The drama of that all too.
Promise.
And like when the Jonas Brothers sang Much Better, the
At
one
the
whatever
Grammys?
I don't think it was at I don't think the Jonas Brothers were ever asked to
Grammys.
perform at the
Yeah.
Grammys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't
No
think
offense to the Jonas Brothers, but they like
no offense,
don't
love
even
them,
get
but
nominated. I don't even
right.
have they even been nominated
I
for
don't even
anything?
know.
Probably not. It's kind of sad. Anyway, yeah, just the drama. Kind of like the Shawn
Drama.
Mendes, Camila Cabello, like Sabrina
Yeah,
Carpenter.
kind of.
It's like kind of reminiscent.
And then that brings us to the drama of the 2014 Grammys,
2014, yeah,
where Red was snubbed.
snubbed.
And not just like album of the year snubbed, none of it won. Nothing.
Yeah,
So she was nominated for Red for album of the year and best country album. She was nominated for Begin Again for best country song. And then she was nominated for Highway Don't Care with best country duo group performance. I think that's the one that shocks me the most.
wait, I didn't even have that written down. What?
She was, I think I
I mean,
might
it makes
have.
sense, but
I
nothing
believe
won,
she
right?
was
She went home totally empty-handed.
empty-handed. She did not win anything in
Sorry,
2014.
girly. So, what's funny is like I'm looking at these. That's why I'm like maybe I'm so excited about this year. And like literally I don't know any fucking album other than Taylor Swift. Red, Taylor Swift. The Heist. I guess I know Malcolm Moore. I just didn't know that was the name of the album.
Mm.
Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar. Okay. okay. I guess I do know these people. I didn't
The
know the names of the
artists, you just
album.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Blessed Sunrest, Cerebralis, and Random Access Memories, Daft Punk. I didn't
Oh,
realize it was
that
a Daft.
one.
Yes, that's a
Yeah.
that was her
Yeah.
like villain origin. That was her catalyst for 1989 when they
Yeah.
called, if anyone, I'm sure everybody knows this, but when they called it, she talks about this in the 1989 documentary. She thought Red won. She's like, I thought we
Yeah.
had it for a split second, and then they were like random access memories. She said she was devastated, went home, had a dream that night, woke up, and knew that the next album was
Had
going
to
to be called
be pop.
1989,
Yeah.
and it was going to be an all pop album. And she threw out everything that she already had for whatever she thought the I do wonder what was the album going to be. Like what was in her mind, you know what I mean? Because she
Yeah.
threw everything out and knew it's going to be 1989 and a fully pop album.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. And it's just so crazy that Red didn't win a thing. I
Yeah, I
guess maybe
mean,
people just like, I mean, All Too Well wasn't nominated anywhere, but like it's kind of crazy, like knowing that it did win later on. That like,
yeah,
you know, I don't know,
like
just
Red was so good. I understand it wasn't like cohesive, but also I guess I understand in the sense that that was when it started to become like a Taylor Swift fandom, and it didn't leave other. Actually, no, like We Are Never Getting Back Together, and I Knew You Were Trouble splashed.
for sure.
Everybody knew those songs. Not that that's the whole album, because that would be then my Beyonce argument earlier with like Halo and Single Ladies. So it
Well, and
did
I
become
think
a little bit more
right.
fandom-y at that point, as opposed to like
Yeah, probably. And I mean,
everyone's
and
consuming it.
I get Red not in terms of cohesive album, Red is not. Um, so obviously I get it from that.
Right.
And not even cohesive in sound, cohesive in genre, it's not.
Like,
So I think that was just kind of a jumbled mosaic of
you know
broken
what
hearts.
I
But
also think, and I don't think know that this is an intentional way people vote, but thinking about her album of the year wins, another thing is like it was all the albums and that have won were also albums that gained that where she got a lot of new fans. Like Red, it wasn't like there were brand new Taylor Swift fans out of the blue, but like Fearless,
yeah,
obviously there were. Uh, then 1989, it was explosive. So many new
yeah,
fans. Folklore, same thing. There were so many new Swifties, and same thing with Midnight's. Like,
yeah,
yes, maybe partly because of the Eras tour and all that stuff, but and also Red Taylor's version, but like Red Taylor's version is part of the success of Midnight's. If that makes like I feel like that made a humongous wave with All Too Well 10 Minutes, but like the albums that gain a lot of traction and new fans, not just within the fandom itself, I feel like has something to do with it, and which is also why it would make sense for Torture Poets to not win. I
yeah.
don't think
No,
that gained.
I don't
She didn't reach
I
new
agree because
heights.
I feel like part of the reason some of these albums gained the new fandoms is because she did something very different from what she did
Right,
before.
right, right.
I can't like it's I can't really say that for Midnight's because obviously she had done pop like this before, but like
It was more
obviously
like
there was different reasons Midnight's went absolutely insane.
right,
So
right.
that is a different not a different sound, but
But it was
different
like,
stratosphere of whatever.
but yeah, she reached like a new height and like had a lot of new fans for that. And part of it was the Eras tour, but it was so intertwined with Midnight's that
Right.
I think that did have something to do with it.
Agreed. But yeah, like Fearless, 1989, Folklore, obviously are all she switched genres basically,
Right. And so,
and got new fans and
right.
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
So yeah, now I'm just rethink like I would have to rethink all of I think that has something to do with the way people vote. With like
Possible.
what could win this
But
year
which
too.
also is probably why, like, if anything, I mean, I don't think Beyonce got new fans for Cowboy Carter, but obviously she tried
Right.
to expand her current
Right, right.
scope. Um,
Yes.
so the next two are weird. So 2015 seemed like a similar thing to what happened in 2013, where we had some singles nominated,
Right.
and it was just Shake It Off. It was only nominated, it didn't win for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Pop Solo Performance. Um,
It was a good year. I mean, it makes sense. All the songs like "Stay with Me" won Song of the Year.
oh yeah.
All About That Bass was nominated.
Oh yeah.
Chandelier, Shake It Off, and Take Me to Church, which were all like hits and
Mm,
funny because like Stay With Me is like, I guess, and Take Me to Church, like the only kind of two serious ones. So
yeah.
they give Stay With Me to the more serious whatever.
Mm,
I don't know what record of the year was, but then Best Pop Solo Performance went to Happy by Pharrell Williams, which is funny
okay.
because that's like such a set. All of Me was nominated, didn't win, like by John Legend. Stay With Me
Interesting.
Again, Chandelier, and Shake It Off. Shake It Off, that's crazy because like that's the song.
Yeah. And then it is crazy.
2016
So 2016,
was the
obviously
year.
another big year. Interesting though. So she will start with 1989. She won Album of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Album for 1989. Um, Blank Space was nominated 3 times and did
Was
not
a
win
lot.
any of them.
Yeah.
Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Pop Solo Performance, which is just wild. And then Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar was nominated for Best Pop Duo Group Performance, did not win, and it won for Best Music Video, which makes sense. That was the star-studded event.
Yeah. Interesting. Like,
I'm so surprised by Blank Space not getting anything.
I know. I think that one had like was a grower, not a shower, and I guess Shake It Off too in
Maybe.
terms of looking. They were humongous in the moment, but I'm saying in the way that people like respect the hell out of those songs now, especially
Right.
Blank Space, where like we loved it and it was a hit, not just within the fandom, within everybody loved that song.
Right.
It was playing everywhere at
Starbucks
every
lovers.
moment.
Yeah.
But I think now looking back, people, whether you're a Taylor Swift fan or not, are like Blank Space is such a good song. Like
Right.
people respect it for its artistry, not just because it
Yeah.
was a hit. Like people realize like the genius of it. But
What
um
won
yeah,
Record of
so
the
I'll
Year
tell you
and
one,
Song
but
of the Year?
also wanted to say I I I feel like I could be wrong. Maybe it's just this year. Like I miss when she's like nominating more than one song. Like stop only nominating Fortnite. Maybe she did and they didn't get picked up for other songs.
Yeah.
Because I felt the same way with I don't know. I guess it makes sense. Just the singles and she didn't oh, I guess I wouldn't have been happy with if I Can Do It With a Broken Heart too. Like those aren't those songs that I feel like would have a chance at winning. Anyway, record of the year. The nominees were Can't Feel My Face, The Weeknd, Blank Space, Taylor Swift, Thinking Out Loud, Ed Sheeran, Really Love, D'Angelo and The Vanguard, and Uptown Funk, Bruno Mars. And the winner was Uptown Funk. Gonna give
Oh.
it to you. Saturday night, oh hey, yeah. Which a lot of good ones that it could have been. Like Thinking Out Loud,
I was
Can't
gonna
Feel
say
My
I kind of thought
Face.
Thinking Out Loud one, but
Yeah. So, but I guess record of the year, now that I'm seeing like that we're looking at who won every year is more of like the hit of the year. You know what I
okay.
mean? Like, so then album of the year, of course, Taylor Swift won. Other
Yeah.
nominees: Sound and Color, Alabama Shakes, To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar, Traveler, Chris Stapleton, and Beauty Behind the Madness, The Weeknd. Uh,
Okay.
Song of the year nominees were "See You Again," was Khalifa, Girl Crush, Little Big Town, Blank Space, Taylor Swift, All Right, Kendrick Lamar, and Thinking Out Loud, Ed Sheeran. And the winner was Thinking Out Loud.
There it is. Okay.
So it
I was
makes
like,
sense because
I
that's
could have sworn they
composition.
won.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And that
was.
was, that was, that like, I remember, everyone was talking about that song and listening to it.
Hmm.
Best pop solo performance, Singing Out Loud, Ed Sheeran, Heartbeat Song, Kelly Clarkson, Love Me Like You Do, Ellie Goulding, Blank Space, Taylor Swift, Can't Feel My Face, The Weeknd, Thinking Out Loud, one.
Oh, it won that one too.
Yeah. Um, Love Me Like You Do, huh? Best pop vocal album, of course, 1989. Took that one home. And other nominees: Piece by Piece, Kelly Clarkson, How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful, Florence and the Machine, Before This World, James Taylor, Uptown Special, Mark Ronson. And that's all I have right now. I didn't write the other ones.
Yeah, that's fine. Um, yeah, that was obviously the
Right, pop vocal
big year.
especially. I think
Yeah.
they are heavy on the pop, not so much the vocal.
Yeah.
But I
No,
mean, I
I mean
guess
that
no, we
one.
looked up what I meant. It's just that there's more vocal. It's just a stupid thing
Yeah,
to
it's stupid. It's a
put.
stupid thing. Yeah.
It makes sense. There's like those. There's no in the especially pop vocal. There's no competition
Yeah.
really. Like not that they're not good albums, but just for like how humongous 1989 and
Yeah, it
how
was
genius it
insane.
was, just
Right.
no competition there.
Totally agree. And that was, I think, oh no, well, so Fearless looks like her biggest win, like year. Like she won four that year. Because I was gonna say
Oh,
that
okay.
1989 was her, or 2016 was her biggest one, but no, because she won four in 2010. She only won three in 2016, but those were her biggest.
Yeah, but I feel like we all feel it in the fandom that like 1989 was like the biggest
For sure. Well,
for
because
her,
because
winning it twice.
right, and also like some of the like she won like a country category, like which I think sometimes doesn't get like as highly
I
regarded
mean,
maybe as like winning the big categories. Like she
right.
won two big
Exactly. Yeah. No, you're so
categories
right.
in
That's totally what it
2016.
is. The big categories in terms of like what she deems as like that success or
Yeah.
whatever. Totally.
So
2018?
quickly, yeah, 2018 Better Man was up for best country song.
Yeah.
I guess she was on it as a writer.
Yep.
Did not win. And then she also, they were nominated for best song written for visual media for I Don't Want to Live
I
Forever
don't.
with Zayn, and also did not win.
Yeah. How far I'll go for Moana one. Um,
Makes sense. That's a
which
sick
makes sense.
song.
Mono is such a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I Don't Want to Live Forever was like Taylor Swift's biggest song for many years.
It's so wild. But yeah, that's right.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
And it is such a good song, but the Moana makes sense. That's kind of like, yeah, I don't know that song as well as I know, like, say, Frozen, but like for
It was
me,
huge.
not
Yeah.
having ever had seen the movie until like years later, I knew that song. Like, everyone
Yeah.
knew. It's that one, right?
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Not mad about it. I don't think she was necessarily snubbed.
I don't either.
But
Yeah. No,
then
I think 2018 was just obviously a weird year. And then 2019 is
was the year for
Reputation,
Reputation, which if you've seen
Miss
the
Americana.
documentary, the Lover documentary, uh I didn't even realize she was nominated for anything.
Yeah, she was nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album for Reputation. Obviously did not win.
She was acting like
It was an album of the
it's so
year, and
funny.
I obviously once she won album of the year twice, I think it's like album of the year or
It
bust, it
is.
seems.
It does look a
Because
little bit like, all right, Taylor, like, come on, you were still nominated.
right.
Like, it's okay. Well, I get it. Totally a snub. Phenomenal fucking album, but like,
You
you
know
were
what's
nominated.
crazy? Right. Like literally you're still it's still
Like,
getting accolades. But I
yeah,
think
like
it's
I don't feel
but
bad.
I think, I think it's because obviously you have to put the album in. You have to do some sort of submission to get them to
Yes.
consider it. So obviously, I think she was more upset that they didn't even want to consider it for album of the year.
Right. Right.
I'm curious if obviously it depends on what the year is like in music when Reputation Taylor's version comes out, but you wonder if
I
it'll
think
get a
people are
go,
gonna I think people are gonna have a not a
different reaction
renaissance
to
with
it.
it. I think people are going we like more people are gonna listen to it. That
Yeah,
and we kind of said last time and realized like, oh, this album slaps.
I
Where
agree.
like even when it first came out because it led off with Look What You Made Me Do, like at first I was like, no fucking way. And I had to sit with the album for a while because I was so like
Yeah.
annoyed by Look What You Made Me Do that it took me a while, but I remember all my friends like still like not into it, not into it, not into it.
Yeah.
Jenny and Alyssa specifically, and being like annoyed by it. But now like I know that they like it. I don't
Hmm.
know about Alyssa, but I know Jenny does. Like
Yeah.
it grew on a lot of people, and I think that that's gonna happen for a lot of people.
I think it grew on a lot of people, and then I think the Eras Tour helped it
Oh, for
because
sure.
you cannot not get hyped when Reputation set comes up.
Yes. Um, but I do want to say Sweetener by Ariana Grande won over Reputation that year. That was
Oh,
a great
okay.
that was a great album, and that was like Ariana Grande's like time.
Yeah. When did, yeah.
No, this is the Pete Davidson time.
Was Thank You Next a song on Sweetener or was it
I
an
believe
album?
so, because she came out with 2 albums in one year, and it was Sweetener and something else. And that whole time, she was one of them was like she put out while she was with Pete Davidson, but then the second one was literally there was a song called Pete Davidson on. I just don't remember. I don't remember what the two were called. I don't remember what the other one was called.
She had an album called Thank You Next.
Okay, so then
So
obviously Thank You Next was on
yeah.
Thank You Next.
Yeah. Um,
I love Sweet. I
I
hate
loved
I
Thank You
hate,
Next.
I love
I don't think
both
I listened to Sweetener
albums.
that much.
Oh, so many good songs on Sweetener. Get it and get it. It's just great. It's just both albums are great. I don't really know the difference between the two. They morph together, but like
Mhm.
I hate I hate fandom wars. Like, can't we just all get along? I
For
love
sure.
Ariana Grande.
I do too. I hope maybe
Anyway,
that. So 2020 is next.
2020
Lover.
again, did not even know she was nominated at all that
Yeah,
year.
so she was nominated 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Best Pop Vocal Album, Song of the Year for Lover, and then You Need to Calm Down for Best Pop Solo Performance. No. Uh,
Ew,
but
sorry,
yeah,
but
didn't win any of them. Not surprised.
yeah.
Like,
I'm not surprised. I didn't even know she was nominated. To be quite honest, I guess I did not pay attention
but you
at
know,
that
this was
point.
also, I feel like, in her period of like not going to anything either.
Yes,
So I also
totally.
think that does not help to win them.
Totally, because think about it. She was still with Joe, who was not, is number one of like, I don't need to, w wouldn't care to go to those things. And
She
yes,
basically doesn't go if she's not
if she
for
thinks she's
album
not going
of
to
the
win,
year.
that's true.
Although
Um,
that does change later on,
yeah,
post
but
Joe, I guess. But
Bad Guy won that year
she might have
by
gone
Billie
to these also, by
Eilish.
the way. I don't even know if she didn't go. I just didn't think she was there. She
Yeah,
could have
you're
been
right. She
there.
could have
I have
been there. I
no
guess I
clue
just,
now that I
for
think
some
about it.
reason, I paid
Since she
attention.
didn't win, I didn't know if she was there or not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
true.
I
But
just don't think she was.
she could have been.
She could
But
have been. Wait.
uh, Bad Guy by Billie Eilish won Song of the Year, and Truth Hurts by Lizzo won Best Pop Solo Performance. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes
And
sense.
Best Pop Vocal Album was Billie Eilish, his
Ah,
album
okay.
that year. Which that
Makes
makes
sense.
sense. That year, like Bad Guy, the Death of a Friend or Bury a Friend, like all that stuff, like that was when Billie Eilish like exploded.
Yeah,
So
for
makes
sure.
sense.
Um,
And then we
okay,
have
so we end the 5 years without a Grammy win drought in 2021.
wow, it was 5 years that she won anything.
Yeah, because she didn't get, there was nothing in 2017 because she was gone.
She was gone.
She was gone.
Nobody
And then
physically saw me for a
2018
year.
was Better Man, I Don't Want to Live Forever. 2019 was Rep, and 2020 was Lover, and she didn't win anything there.
Wow,
So
Taylor.
then we get to 2021 with Folklore and a ton of other shit. Now that I look at it, obviously she only won for Folklore, so I kind of only realized, like, paid attention to that, and it was Album of the Year. So,
Yeah, it was. I remember watching that, and
me
I
too.
was
It
so
was
happy.
amazing. Um, and I remember being really nervous too.
So
Like, I don't think I've ever
nervous.
been nervous about it before,
Yeah,
but
I guess I don't even remember watching most of that.
I remember watching Fearless. I
Right.
probably didn't watch the rest. I don't remember watching 1989. We would have been in college. But yeah, I don't remember
Maybe.
watching it.
I remember watching like the clips after, but like I
Me
think
too.
this
But I
year was the
remember
year I
watching
started watching
Folklore.
live.
Yeah. So besides winning Album of the Year for Folklore, she was nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album, did not win that. Um, Cardigan was nominated for Song of the Year and Best Solo Performance. Exile was nominated for Best Pop Duo Group Performance with Bon Iver. And then Beautiful Ghosts was nominated for
Yeah, I
Best
saw
Song
that.
Written for Visual Media. And I was like, that is the most random thing I feel like I've ever seen.
That's the only song in Taylor's discography that like I've heard it before, but I literally don't know it.
I
Like
don't think I've heard
I
it.
there would be no recognition, and I
I
think that's
know.
the only one. Like other
Me too.
like the only one.
Well, there's also that other weird one because this is from Cats, right?
Yes,
There's
but
the other
there's
weird one, McCavity from Cats.
oh, you're right. I don't know that either.
But all I know about it is McCavity, McCavity, and then that's it because I find it disturbing to
Such a
watch, if I'm being
bizarre
honest.
time. I'm just
Um,
gonna see what the or read what the winners are for those. Best song written for visual media was "No Time to Die" by Billie Eilish. No idea what that's for. Uh, Best pop vocal album was Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia. Makes
oh,
sense.
okay.
The best pop duo group performance, where she was nominated for Exile, Rain on Me by Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande won. That makes sense. That was a huge song. Um, Best pop solo performance was Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. And then we got
Mhm.
the infamous everybody freaking out because they went to talk and congratulate each
That's
other,
right.
which
Yeah.
then of course happened again the following year. Song of the year is I Can't Breathe by her. I have genuinely no idea what that is.
No, I don't know.
And yeah, I don't know many of the Song of the Year nominations other than Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish and Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa and Cardigan. Like, and then same with the Album of the Year, Folklore won, but like no fucking idea. Okay, Coldplay was nominated. This Jacob Collier man is nominated this year again. Don't know him. The Jesse Volume 3, but now it's the Jesse Volume 4. Oh, Haim was nominated. Haim. Didn't know who they were until this year. Dua Lipa and Post Malone were
Wow.
also nominated.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know why. I feel like when I hear the names, I don't know why I was so nervous, but I feel like people would be
Because she hadn't won in so long. We like
yeah.
it was like and also I didn't list like for me at least. I don't know what those other albums are
Mm-mm.
for the most part. Like I have
No, I
no
don't
idea.
either. Um, yeah. So folklore was
2022,
obviously the other, uh,
big year.
big year. Third album of the year.
Yeah, and
Rarefied Air,
again,
not quite her own record yet, but Rarefied Air with 3 album of the year wins.
yeah.
Not many artists had it, but she did tie at this point for the most album of the year wins.
And it was just
Um,
like I just remember, I know it wasn't that long ago, but like I just remember feeling like it was this huge deal because as you said, it was the third time, but also like it like validated what so many people had already been saying.
her
And so to know that like
songwriting.
it was across the board, her fans love this album. She got so many new fans and so many people were respecting her work. Like so many
Agreed.
people. And then the Academy does it. You know what I mean? It was like critics,
Yeah,
fans, and plebeian, just random people.
I
Everyone and
agree.
it was like that was like the golden era for people liking Taylor Swift, I feel
I
like.
agree. And I also, now that obviously since folklore, she's like, it's just continued to blow up and blow up and blow up. I feel like it almost retroactively, not that 1989 was ever questioned for winning, but I feel like, and maybe this is just a me thing, but like, I feel like 1989 gets a lot more respect now as well as an album in full and total and when you think of Taylor Swift albums, but I don't know why. I think it got a lot of respect in its time too, but part of me thinks that like people really finally coming around on the fact that she actually is a great songwriter, a great like lyricist. Like I feel like the
Yeah,
critical acclaim of folklore has kind of helped to really validate that
right.
her older albums were still so good. You just
Well
thought she was
written.
a young,
Yes,
didn't know
so
what she
true.
was doing type of person. Um,
Absolutely.
Singing about boys and breakups and nothing of
Right.
substance. Like I feel like folklore helped to validate her old stuff.
Right. To sort of look back. Yeah.
Because even like the people that come out of the woodwork, like after folklore that become Taylor Swift fans and then go back in her discography, like, right, like they'll hear like Dear John and they're like, oh my God, she wrote this
Right.
when she was 19 or whatever it is. And it's like,
Totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
like she's been this good. Obviously, she's gotten better, but like she's
Yeah.
been phenomenal at this. Nobody just respected that. But I feel like
Right.
folklore made people
Right.
put respect on her name.
Because there was also no song for people to be like, this is what like, there was no like poppy single that, that
Yeah,
that she
right.
led the album with. But yeah, you're totally right. It made everything, it raised her entire, it
Discography.
raised everything up for her in terms of like people's perspective,
Agreed.
like that we've been seeing.
For
So it was like
sure.
a really good time. It was a really good
Absolutely.
time to be a Swiftie.
100%. I loved
Like
this
it felt
time.
it felt good.
This was the start of the pod.
Be
Basically.
the
Well,
start.
2022? No, 2021.
2021. It was
Yeah.
2021. It was right when Fearless.
Fearless. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
of course.
2022, we just had Evermore nominated for Album of the
Evermore.
Year. Did not win.
You know what's crazy? I thought that the year Evermore was nominated was when Harry Styles won. It really threw me for a loop that that's not the same year. Uh, the year Evermore was nominated for Album of the Year, We Are by Baptiste. Jean Baptiste won. And I don't even,
This might play into our theory of she doesn't go when she's not going to win, because
she didn't go that year.
I don't know if she went that year, but obviously she didn't win. And the next year was when Harry won,
Yeah,
right?
wait. Also, this is how little I was like, what the fuck? That yeah, she probably didn't go. When I had trivia, I did a trivia like however over the
That's
summer.
right. You told this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and when they said like that Evermore was nominated, it was like how many things that she like nominated for. I
Yeah.
shouted across the whole room, Evermore wasn't nominated. Oh my god, I was mortified. Like the second I
So
said it,
mad.
everyone like whipped their heads at me.
I like didn't realize it though either. Like in the grand scheme, like I did not
Yeah.
realize that.
I did not tune in.
Right.
I clearly didn't tune in because I did
Well,
not
I
even
think that was
know.
also one of the cases of like
We kind of knew she's
everybody
not
knew
going
there
to
was
win for
no
the same
shot
thing.
because people didn't even like Evermore as much as Folklore, and then it's like kind of the same sound, so it's kind of it was like you
Right. It's not
really
bringing new
how
fans in. It's just,
right
and it was
exactly
two albums in 1 year. Like that, you just, it's
right.
just like,
And yeah, when you think about it, Evermore had to wait over a year because it came out at the end
right.
of 2020.
Right.
Yeah.
It did. It
And
was
then it didn't
December
get into the
2020.
like what like and then Folklore was in the Grammys for 2021 and then Evermore was in, yeah. I mean
Right.
yeah. It
It was
just
just like, yeah, exactly.
poor Evermore.
Right. We weren't even thinking about it at that point.
No. I mean, we weren't. We were on to Red. Taylor's version, Red Taylor's version
No,
came.
no. Oh, in 2022?
Um, yeah,
It came out at the end of 2021. Yeah, you're right. That's so crazy. Like, it's so crazy how the cycles work. No, you're right. Yeah, Red Taylor's version, because Fearless Taylor's version came out in 2021. So Red Taylor's version came out in October, I believe October, early November of 2021. So the thing
I'm
was,
glad she got back on the right train of timeline with Tortured Poets because this is fucked. She like end of 2020 Evermore. It's in the 2022 Grammys. Red came out end of 2021. It's in the 2023 Grammys.
yeah.
Midnight's came out end of 2023. It's in the 2024 Grammys.
Well, it's
Or no,
always going
Midnight's
to
came
be
out
a
end of
year too.
2022. It's in the 2024 Grammys. Too much. Too many years we're spanning here.
Yeah, but
You know what I
that is,
mean?
yes, because of how many things she dropped. But I will say all the other things are 2 years too.
It's
Like
similar. Yeah.
2008 was Fearless, and that was a 2010 awards.
Yeah, and I guess the reason I'm thinking of it differently is like because
Of
for
all the things in
Fearless, she
between.
arguably got way more famous that popped it up. And then like for Red, she had singles in the year before's Grammys. Like Red
Yeah,
came out in 2013. There were singles in 20 or whatever it like Red
14.
came out
Yeah,
end of
that made
2012.
it.
There was a single in the 2013, then the album came
Yeah.
out next year.
No,
So I guess like it's just throwing me off that
the reason Torture Poets worked is because it was released in the spring. But
early.
anything that's released in the
Yeah.
fall, because
Right.
it's like anything that's released in the fall has to go to the following year. So she's always releasing in the fall for the most part.
Right.
So
There's
that's
yeah, the
why
cutoff.
it's always it's not 2 years, it's a year and a half, but it's two
Right.
years to us.
It just seems so weird to see like
It is. It's confusing.
yeah. Okay.
But we'll see what
So
she does with the
2023 she won All Too Well won
yeah,
for
thank
best music
goodness.
video short form. And then she just this one was kind of a mix of things because she
Yeah, it was a little bit of a little of
All Too
this,
Well
a
was
little
also
bit of
nominated for Song of the Year. Carolina was Best Song Written for
that.
Visual
Excuse
Media.
me.
It was nominated, did not win. And then I Bet You Think About Me, she popped back into the country category, was up for Best Country Song.
I'm glad All Too Well won
Me
for
too.
something. That like especially that
Red
music video.
got a
It was
Grammy,
very it was Red got a Grammy. And then last year,
obviously. This last year's funny too when you think about like when you look at it because she had Antihero up for Song of the Year,
record.
Record of the Year, and Best Pop Solo Performance. I don't know if my chart is just
Yes.
wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Antihero was up for those three. Karma featuring Ice Spice was up for Best Pop Duo Group Performance. None of them
Oh,
won.
that's so
Like neither
annoying.
of the songs won. And then Midnight's won both Album of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Album, similar to
Yeah.
1989. It won both.
Which okay, wait. So first of all, record of the year, she did not win for Antihero. Flowers by Miley Cyrus won, as we talked about. Totally makes sense. However, Antihero definitely would be, I feel like, actually a lot. Kill Bill, Vampire, Olivia Rodrigo. No. What was it made for? Billie Eilish. Makes sense.
Hmm.
But Flowers, I'm so happy Miley got that.
I cannot
Got her
believe she didn't win before
flowers.
that, honestly.
Does make sense though. Like, what should, I guess, like the climb, maybe.
No,
But
I guess you're right
not the
because like
climb.
I
I'm
feel
sorry,
like it
Wrecking
was a
Ball.
lot of like she kind of was like so in the Disney Channel zone
Yeah.
and
And then
then
went
went a little
so
bit
nuts.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of off the wall in terms of her sound. So I guess it
Wrecking
maybe
Ball
makes sense.
should have been nominated
It
though.
should have, for
But
sure. Which is, I think that's more so where I'm like, how did that not get
yeah.
anywhere?
She talks about that too though, that like it was crazy the time that people, because of like the music video and like the way that like society was and like how everybody shat on her, which was true.
Yeah.
They just like they were not taking that girl seriously.
Yeah.
Album of the
Um,
year, obviously she won. What she lost to Billie Eilish. What was I made for something? I don't know what, but that won something. And then Miley best pop solo for performance for Flowers again.
yeah.
So yeah, but it like that all made sense. And oh, best pop duo Ghost of the Machine, Phoebe Bridgers, good for her. Because by the way,
Um,
thank God Karma featuring Ice Spice. That would just that I would have been embarrassed if that won. It was like the
yeah.
duo or whatever. It was SZA and Phoebe
Yeah.
Bridgers. It's a pretty good song.
So weird that, yeah, that's so weird that
I
that
just
was even in there.
yeah.
So yeah, Midnight's won Album of the Year, Best Pop Vocal Album. That was her fourth Album of the Year. She's the only person
Breaking
to ever win it
records.
4 times. Um, I think we talked about it when it won.
Yeah.
I feel
That
like I'm entering a stage of the Taylor Swift life cycle where I'm starting to feel like Midnight's is getting like shit on.
really?
Not necessarily from outsiders, but it feels like people are upset that Midnight's won because it means tortured poets can't. And in
Right.
my brain, I'm like, I totally understand. I love tortured poets as well. But Midnight's, like, are we forgetting how much we loved that album right when
Yeah,
it came out?
I guess I totally get that thought process also, but I think like no, because I think even if like Midnight's won that year, like thinking about like that was the year of Taylor Swift. And not that this year wasn't, but like that year was like a little bit more because this year was just the second year of that. So I think even if Midnight's hadn't won, I don't think that would have that's
Oh
totally
no.
changing. And so I think those people are like I get it, but like wrong for that a little
Okay,
bit because
yeah.
like you guys like people saying that they're sad that it won and Torture Poets deserves it more than whatever. Like I don't think that would have changed much. However, I do have to say from the beginning, I always said I do love Midnight's, but Midnight's doesn't go over her other pop albums for me. So in that sense, like I love Midnight's, but I like what I do like Torture Poets a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but I've always said that. I didn't say that just because I'm like, now Torture Poets
Yeah, yeah,
isn't gonna
yeah.
get. Like
I
Midnight's
have to
always was
like
like,
think
it's
about it
great,
because
but I don't think I like Midnight's more than I like Reputation or Lover or um I don't know. It didn't give me anything that I didn't already have is how I feel about Midnight's.
yeah, and I definitely like it more, well, more than Lover. Probably not more than Reputation at this point. And it between Tortured Poets is close. I don't
Like I
know.
think
I
I
have
like Midnight's more as a whole than individual songs that I'm like, holy shit. Like there's only like
I
it's
agree with
really
that.
just Maroon, I feel like, that I'm like, holy shit, I love this song. But other than that, I can't think of a song that I'm like, this song is,
I do
oh
agree
my
with
God,
that.
hit me. You know what I mean?
And I think
That's what
that
I mean.
is partially probably why sometimes like now I like love 1989 for the same thought. Like Clean obviously sticks out as a song that I'm obsessed with and it's like one of my favorites. But in general, I love listening to 1989 because I love most songs on it.
Right. There's not like a
Midnight's is the
few.
same. I think they're like, I guess that's how sometimes my album rankings end up working. It's like, do I skip more than I don't? Like, do I skip many on this? Like, not on Midnight's, not currently on Tortured Poets. I could see there's just so many on Tortured Poets. Sometimes I just
Yeah.
skip because I want to get to something different. But yeah, I guess that's why it's hard for me to pick where Midnight's would
Right.
be
No,
because
I
I really don't
totally
have a
see like,
skip besides Question.
right. Like as a whole,
Yeah.
you like listening to every song. And I would agree with that too, but that's why mine is different where it's like when I say I'm gonna pick albums, like 5 or 4 albums that I can't throw out, I can throw out Midnights. There's no song on it. There's no one song on it that I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, holy shit, my life has changed and I love hearing the song and whatever it is. Like, but
Yeah.
I do like 90 to 95% of the songs on Midnights I like. There's no like
Yeah.
whatever it is, but like with even with Torture Poets, there's like 6, 7, 8 songs that I still am like maybe 10 songs and I'm like, holy shit, this has changed my life.
Yeah.
But there are songs that I skip like because there's just more volume of songs. So
Right.
the way that I guess we just like look at things through different sort of
Differently.
perspective. I
Yeah.
look at it as by like individual songs that I like, not the word, the not the whole. And that's again why 1989 sometimes falls, but in that sense higher than Midnight's because like Clean, like even
Yeah.
now, like the Shake It Off the Blank Space, like I'm not living without that. I would rather live without Karma, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But um, so in that sense, I get it for what people are saying, but I don't. I just totally disagree with people saying like
It shouldn't have won.
it shouldn't have won, so Torture Poets could have. I don't think if Midnight's didn't win, I don't think that would make Torture
Right. I
Poets
agree.
win.
I don't think Tortured Poets is winning anyway. Like,
Yeah,
I was kind of surprised
there's
when Midnight's won,
me too.
even though I did think it should win, but that's also because I didn't really listen to any of the other ones. I feel like at the time you said that there was one you thought should win.
Not that I thought that it should win more because I only had listened to a few songs. It was SZA's album, but
That's what.
because what now I'm saying again is I think a lot of times the albums that win are because it brought a whole new wave of fans.
Yeah.
You burst through something, you knocked a door down, and that album for SZA, she although had albums before and like was super popular, like that was like a game changer for her and like for how she was viewed and how like all of that stuff. Because even without hearing like every single song, only hearing a few like Kill Bill and this and that, it was topping the charts. It was talked
Yeah.
about every single day. So many new fans that she got because of that. Even Taylor Swift posted about that album release for her that I just thought it was like it was more groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Where Midnight's it was groundbreaking, but again because it was intertwined with like the Eras tour. as we like said before. That was my only like take on it. Like thinking of like how they vote. That's why I thought maybe Kill Bill
Although, yeah,
or
I get what
whatever
you're
her
saying.
I don't know what the album was called, but whatever says his album
Yeah,
was. Sorry.
I get what you're saying, but although Midnight's did break all the like streaming and sales records
But anything Taylor Swift puts
before
out
Eras tour,
usually anything that she puts like we knew it was gonna break
but
those
it
streams
wasn't
like
to the same level. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
Midnight's
like she kind of
like
hit
triple
like a
the amount of
new
sales or
yeah,
something that, and then Tortured Poets did
yeah,
triple Midnight's or
yeah,
something, right? Like, but so like Midnight's was still successful or the most successful album
right,
without Eras. Obviously,
totally,
Eras
yeah.
just
But by the
pushed it
time the
further.
award season came around, it
Yes,
was
right,
already intertwined, which
right.
is, you know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
just felt, so I just felt like, oh, this was a more, what, just like again, just like in
Yeah.
social, like just seeing it, I just felt like the reason Taylor Swift, I could see, like the way that the albums that she's won before made sense for SZA to win for those like same reasons. But
Right.
obviously and I know she also is like a good songwriter, like all that stuff. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Like I Midnight's I obviously like way better. Even I tried to listen to there's a few songs I kept from SZA's album, but like
Yeah.
but yeah, just when I try to look at it in terms of like how are they voting? How have they voted in the past?
Yeah.
It's
And I
odd.
mean, this Midnight's too was also, I don't think she thought she was going to win it
Yeah, because she
because
announced
she
Tortured
announced Tortured
Poets.
Poets during her speech for Best Pop Vocal Album.
Yeah. It's just totally, totally. And she was definitely drunk at the last, like when she won.
Right.
So I
Oh
just,
gosh.
but at the end of the day, like I'm so happy that she won that. I can't believe people
Me
are
too.
unhappy that like and for what you're saying, that's so stupid.
Well, and I don't think it's necessarily that they're unhappy she won, but I feel like people are like almost like comparing Midnights and Tortured Poets and
Right.
like
Like the fact that this one would get one
can't
and this one
fathom that
wouldn't.
Midnights was like some people might think Midnights is better than Tortured Poets, but it's just again, it's just like two completely different sounds, it feels like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really know how you compare them. Like
Yeah, and again,
I don't
this to
know.
me, Torture Poets is the same thing as Red. Like
Agreed.
there's no then that's like them comparing 1989 to like Red
Right.
is like Midnights to Torture Poets basically, and it's like no, it makes even more sense why 1989 now that like yes, we the fans love this album and see it for what it is, but that's not like
Right. Yeah.
I think that's the exact analogy I could think of. Midnights is to 1989 is 1980 no, I'm sorry, Midnights is to Torture Poets is 1999 1989 is to Red.
Yeah.
I'm done. I can't talk
Agreed.
anymore.
I was gonna say I am so
Like,
past my bedtime right now.
I'm so done. Steph, I ran out of tissues.
Oh God.
Um,
Well, we made it to the end. We're at 2025.
if anyone wants to see,
Oh God.
there's no tissues left in my box, so I'm
Well,
just dripping.
we made it
We did.
to the end. We'll see what happens in a couple weeks with Tortured
The
Poets,
yeah.
but pick up your stuff because Steph's about to sneeze.
No, I think it's just gonna come out as a drip.
Okay,
Oh my god.
everybody pick up back up your stuff because we're dropping our mics.
Oh my god, it's dripping.
Peace.
Oh my god, and I'm just wiping my